circle from all that stressed. We trust the guardians, trust the guides, trust the open and what's inside. When the moon is high, it's time to fly. Open your mind, let it all unwind. Let's get disengaged, time to engage. Turn another page, free from your cage. Get disenraged. When you feel like you've had enough and the week was busy and tough, you need a break, you need some fun. You need to take time from the run. We'll blow your mind, we're just in time. Seek and ye shall find. Time to unwind, let's get disenraged. Time to engage. Turn another page, free from your cage. Get disenraged. Aliens, ghosts, spirits and shadows, spirituality, ultra reality, the Bible, the pagans, all the conspiracies, tarot, astrology, and alternate history. Open your heart to other possibilities and get disenraged. Time to engage. Turn another page, free from your cage. Get disenraged, 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 disenraged.
Jennifer, I'll tell you what. I have never needed a Disenrage episode like I need this Disenrage episode.
Okay.
It's just been like, it's been, do you have any idea what I have been put through in the last 48 hours? Do you have any idea? Do you know that I told the leader of the Proud Boys to fuck off today because the leader of the Proud Boys wanted me to change my entire fucking schedule to come on his show tonight? And I was like, no, 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 Proud Boys, I am not coming on your show tonight. Do you want to know why? Because I have a stream at 5 p.m. and then I have another stream at 9 p.m. and I am not canceling either of these fucking streams because you guys are being ridiculous motherfuckers on the internet. I am not fucking doing it, and I have had their people in my feed ever since then. Why can't you come on the show? Why can't you come on the show? Why can't you come on the show? And I keep saying to them, this is my schedule, you stupid motherfuckers. And if you want me to come on your show, you need to go in my DMs like a fucking adult and say, Karlyn, what day and time will work for your schedule? I work 12 to 16 hours a day. My schedule is booked. I do not have time for this shit. I have 2 fucking streams on Tuesday nights. And do you know what the leader of the Proud Boys said when I told him, no, I actually can't come on your show today? He said, I don't believe you're doing anything. And I was like, you stupid motherfucker, just go to the YouTube channel and see the fucking scheduled streams that I literally do every fucking week for years.
Yeah.
So I told the leader of the Proud Boys to fuck off for you, Jennifer, and I just want credit for that.
Oh. Yay! Praise, praise, praise!
I want
I wish
credit.
I could make a sound effect. I'm gonna make it like that cheering, yay, sound effect.
We should make a sound effect. But seriously, I don't feel like I'm like there are a few things that annoy me more than when men on the internet demand that I drop everything I'm doing to this has happened to me twice now with Andrew Wilson saying, "You will come on my show and baby, you will do it at this time." And I'm like, "No, I actually won't because I actually already have something scheduled." So no, thank you. If you want me to come on your show, we have to actually look at both of our schedules because both of our schedules matter. It's not all about you, insecure needle dick men. It's not all about you. I have a fucking schedule too. And it's like one of those things like this is like a I know I'm working out some feelings. So his not about you.
Out.
This is a me moment. Okay. Like this might be one of my trigger points, but because I work so hard and I have so much shit on my plate, it really does like very much trigger me when stupid men on the internet just want to dismiss the fact that I have other shit going on that doesn't involve them and demand that I drop everything I'm doing at a moment's notice to conform my schedule to them. It is a very triggering point for me. And so go fuck yourselves.
So, in short, swollen assholes who use their dicks as microphones demand your immediate attention.
Yeah. And I'm like,
is that it? Okay.
Yeah, and I'm like, no, that's not how this is gonna work. No. 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 And they all think that I should be like just so happy for we are going to give her a crumb of attention. She is going to grovel at our feet and beg us to come on our show. And I'm like,
oh my
who
God,
the fuck are you? Like, I don't even know who you are really. Like, I know
who I am. Yeah. Please.
Yeah. Like have I have no because this is like how the internet works, right? Is like these people think that like everyone who creates content on the internet is constantly desperate to go on other people's shows. Where like for years now, I've been like, I don't actually want to go on other people's show. I really don't. I actually don't want to talk to you. I actually don't want to be famous on the internet. I just want people to know about my work. I want to have like a cult like following where it's like you have to like gain like a secret passage like fucking entry code. Like you have to work to find me, and then once you find me, you grow to love me and you become obsessed with me and you never leave and you join my cult. But like I don't actually want to be famous on the internet, and I don't actually want to go on all these shows because it never goes well for me. And but these men
totally 100% true anymore. It's getting better.
That is actually true. It has been getting better lately. But these stupid fucking men honestly think that I am just so desperate for their attention that
I know it's hard to take a break from all the housework and the cooking and the baking you did earlier so you could rub your husband's feet just so you could get a modicum of attention in 5 minutes on someone else's stream.
Yeah. It's like, are you fucking serious? And like Enrique Tarrio last night, and he's the leader of the Proud Boys for people who don't know. Like Enrique Tarrio last night actually told me, he's like, I don't think you do any real work. And I was like,
I saw that.
All right. Yep. Block.
That's adorable. Pat.
That's adorable. You fucking low IQ retard. That's cute, Enrique. See the problem with Enrique Tarrio is he barely knows how to read, and so it's
also hard to type on a keyboard while you're playing with yourself. It's really
it is difficult. But I mean, one of the things I do is I write books, and I have no expectation that Enrique Tarrio has a reading level to understand any of my books. It's not like my book. It's just like, okay, I might understand why you think that I don't do anything because you can't interact with the things that I do.
Right. Well, see, and I don't really know all these people. I'm just like jumping on the bitch bandwagon because it's fun. I do know who a couple of them are, but it's very condescending and insulting. And if you don't think bitch can give it back, then maybe you should not invite it into your house. Get the fuck off me. Yeah, that's how it kind of sounds with these guys. Oh, you persuaded me, just come get you some on my channel because I'm so swollen and important. And okay.
Like, all right, no, bro, no, I'm not coming on your show tonight. And like, he sent these two women to like come and try to negotiate with me, and one of them was even stupider than he was, and she just kept, why can't you do it? 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 You did a Twitter space, so why can't you come on the show? And I was like, well, I had an extra hour that I didn't expect to have because my stream ended a little earlier than I thought it was going to. So yeah, I used my time to do something I wanted to do. I am still not changing changing my schedule for you. You want to know why? Because I'm not setting the precedent that you can make fucking demands on me. If you want me on your show, you can fucking schedule it.
Yeah, like a real adult and a professional. This is
Like,
not a gaming site. This is not a free for all. This is
yeah,
people actually work.
yeah.
Okay, I mean, now if I'm correct in assuming a lot of the Proud Boys are they similar to now? I mean, I know who they are, but is the going opinion that a lot of these guys are also incels, or are they
Oh no, 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 no.
chauvinists? Like what? I guess
No.
I'm not familiar with the demographic. I guess
So
I
I
know
don't know.
what they are, but
I haven't really interacted that much with the Proud Boys since 2020, and what I will say is I actually generally have enjoyed being around the Proud Boys that I've been around. I actually, and it's like it's unironically very sad for me that Enrique Tarrio is such a retard, but I've actually I've enjoyed the Proud Boys that I've been around, but like no, I mean they're just like men and they're very kind of like misogynistic and arrogant, and they think women should be traditional housewives in the home and
okay.
be.
That was
And it's kind of
my
like.
second like thought. It's they're either incels or they're like traditionalists, and you should just come when I call you.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
come the
that's
first
exactly
time,
it.
not the second time, woman, or I'll get the paddle with the holes in it.
Yeah, and it's like, no, I mean that might be how your woman works, Enrique, but like that's not how I work. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry.
Mm,
And the thing of it is like I don't actually even care enough to go on any of these people's shows. So it's like I'm certainly not like now, like if Alex Jones reached out to me and said, Karlyn, I want you on InfoWars, okay, I'm fucking changing my schedule.
and cancel me, Pharrell,
Yeah.
cancel DISENRAGE for
Yeah.
Alex Jones. Yeah, he's earned that clout.
Yeah, there are very few. If Tucker Carlson like called me and said, I would fucking love to have to like, I would be like, yes, Tucker, I will get in my car right now and I will drive to your fucking cabin in Maine and I will be there in about 4 hours. You don't have to worry about it. Like it's
Yeah.
like there are some people who can do that. Enrique Tarrio is not one of the people who can do that because I don't care. He's never done anything for me. I don't even know what type of audience he has. Based on the interactions I've had with him, I don't necessarily think that his audience is the type of audience I want on my work. And so it's like, no, bro, you do play by different rules. I'm sorry, but like, no.
Yeah, it's a bit of an overstep. Just a little too demanding. I mean, I wouldn't even do that with like I am you wouldn't believe it, but I'm actually this much closer to getting my YouTube channel set up.
Yo.
But I would not ask another author tuber to be like, just drop everything and be on my show. Like, who the fuck am I? I mean, like,
Yeah.
be mutually respectful. That is how you build good relationships.
And it's not even that I think I'm so important, but it is just a matter of like mutual respect that like, okay, Enrique, I know that you have literally no fucking clue what I do. And so you think that I don't do work all day. But the fact of the matter is I already had a leftist infiltration this week. I got another one coming up that I'm planning for. I'm trying to fucking get my shit together with this nonprofit. I have my own streaming that I do. By the way, I don't have a fucking team of women producers that are running all my shit. So I have to do this myself. I had an interview today with a former member of Antifa, well, allegedly, but like, it was a fine interview, like whatever. And it's just like, you know what, bro? I have other shit to do. And it's just like, it's completely disrespectful to demand that someone just drop everything they're doing for you at the drop of the hat when I don't even know you and I've never had a conversation with you.
Yeah.
It's not that I think I'm also important, but it's just like, come on, bro.
Yeah, you have to earn the drop everything for me button, because that is not something you just get because you're on YouTube.
Yeah, exactly. Like I have my own audience on YouTube. Thank you very much. Hey, we've gotten a bunch of super chats. You guys never super chat into this show, but we are doing it tonight.
Not never, rarely.
Well, I would love to have more super chats into this. I would love to have more super chats into all shows. In the aftermath of the Nick Tucker interview, Joel Berry has invented a new term, the pagan right. You're the woke right, Jetafire, because you're a pagan. The pagans are now the enemy.
Okay, that's it. We're never. I never have to do another thing. I've heard it all now.
Everyone is having such a meltdown over this Nick Tucker interview. It's so crazy.
In that situation, neither of them are. They're both super Christian Catholic people.
Well, but Joel Berry doesn't think that Nick and Tucker are Christian and Catholic because he thinks they're Nazis.
Oh, I don't know who Joel Berry is. So.
He works for the Babylon Bee. He's like an actual retard. Like,
oh my god, the pagan right. Do you know? First of all, you're actually looking at the pagan right. It's a party of one. There are no pagans on the right.
No,
I'm actually
that's
not even on the right either. I'm a
Yo,
libertarian, so.
that's not even true though. There are absolutely pagans on the right, but they happen to come in the National Socialist variety.
Oh God. Oh God. That's probably true. Yeah. Well, I
No,
know
but they
there
really
aren't
are.
any here in Colorado.
It's so funny because I used to do these Christian question Twitter spaces that I was talking to you guys about all the time, and I was in a group chat with them, and I ended up leaving the group chat because one of the retards in it started attacking me for no good reason. So I was like, all right, I'm not sticking around here. But like, I actually really did enjoy being in the group chat because they would talk about things like astrology and energy and magic, and it's like, of all places, it's the neo-Nazi white supremacy chat.
Oh shit, maybe there is a pagan right. Oh no.
Like, there actually is, and they're unironically neo-Nazis.
Oh my God.
It's like, of all fucking things, right? You never know what you're gonna get. I'll tell you what, it's like the internet is a weird place.
I learned so many things today already.
Someone telling Karlyn what to do always loses. Yeah, that's actually a really good rule of thumb. If you want to try to tell me what to do, you are inevitably going to lose. If you try to make me choose between you and another, how many men have found this out in my internet life, Jennifer? If you try to make me choose between you and another person that I like, you are going to lose. Like, I don't even care how much I like you. You try to make me make a choice, like, you are going to lose because it's your own damn fucking fault, big tech, okay?
Yeah.
Jennifer, time to execute Order 66. What does that mean?
Oh, that's a Star Wars reference for when the Emperor triggered all the stormtroopers to kill the Jedi.
Oh, okay. Well, let's not do that.
Order 66.
Let's
get rid of them.
How about we don't do that? How about we don't? Murphy's Pool in with the $50. I asked my wife if I was the only one she's been with. She said yes. All the rest had been 9s and 10s. Okay. Okay. Well, you know what? You know what? I think your wife made the right choice, Murphy's Pool. You are a man among men, and I appreciate you very, very, very much. And I bet Jennifer does as well.
I love Murphy. He's great. And
then Egg says, sorry, I didn't really answer you in the Twitter space, but I want to say, yes, the guy who hit you did say he was drinking and on edge. Yeah. The MAGA retard who assaulted me outside the Portland Ice facility did, in fact, admitting to being drunk and thinking that I was Antifa because he's a retard meth head fucking. I was about to say the F word, but I wasn't even going to look.
When you get arrested, the police don't care if you've been drinking or not.
You know what? I really thought about this, and I have kind of like, I have mixed feelings about it, to be honest, because I have thought about like I'm so pissed off with the level of MAGA retardation that I've now had to like endure for the last week that I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should call the police and send them that video of him hitting me. Maybe I should have pressed charges in the first place. Like, and I kind of like, part of me is like, I really don't want the hassle of it, but part of me is like, that asshole has been ranting and raving about me for weeks.
Oh, really?
And I'm tired of it, and I want it to stop.
The one that hit you?
Yeah.
Is he doing there's like writing your coattails, but because he did something bad and he's trying to like get attention?
Yeah, and the MAGA retards that he's friends with believe he should have punched me and put me in my place as a woman.
What the fuck? Why is it? Yeah. Oh, stop.
Yeah.
Traditionalist.
I have now had more, not to bring the mood down, but like I have now had more threats of physical violence in the last week from MAGA than I have ever had from the far left in the entire time I've been covering them. I had 2 people today in the chat. Did anyone see this in the chat? There were multiple people in the chat who told me to be careful when I walk to my car today. Now, I don't leave my house, so I don't actually have to be careful of that, but like, why are they coming to the chat and saying that? And we ban their asses.
So yeah, well, obviously, but like, I guess I'm just confused. I'm not as close to this as you are, so it confuses me that there would be that many chauvinist pigs at all. But I guess they're concentrating into MAGA, which makes me sad because I like the MAGA movement. I think it's a great movement, but then it's like the what am I trying to say? It's like they seem to be coalescing. To get like the shitty guys are coalescing and they're making a bunch of noise, just like the queer movement made a bunch of noise and screwed up the LGBTQ whole association. So it's like
it's the whole like attracts like thing where it's
Yeah.
like you have low IQ retard trailer park trash who haven't really done anything with their lives, but they're really into like conspiracy theories and bullshit online. And I'm not
Yeah.
talking about like hang on, I'm gonna cough real quick. There are normal hang on. Okay. There are normal MAGA people online that like, I'm not saying this is all MAGA people. This is kind of like, do you know what it is? It's QAnon, but they can't be QAnon anymore because it's just really crazy to be QAnon now. But they
Yeah.
all came from the QAnon world and they still have the QAnon mindset. And some of them still think that QAnon is like a real thing. And so it's like that level of I don't know if you've ever had any interaction with QAnon people, but
I know a guy who followed it very closely.
yeah, he was crazy, right? Bless
No,
him,
but
but
he
crazy.
wasn't like in the movement, but he was like very invested in paying attention to it, and he was
Oh,
very conspiratorial about it, and he was convinced that a lot of it was real. And he didn't come across as crazy to me, but I think that was largely because he had a very based and grounded wife who kept his feet on the ground. So when things started to kind of fall apart, it seemed like he went, okay, maybe I should just not be so close to this. So
yeah.
it was because he was stable. When you're mentally stable, it doesn't matter what you're exposed to. You can usually handle it. But people who just need a little trigger to send them over the edge will start becoming fanatical. And maybe that's what we're seeing with these MAGA guys and the QAnon people and like the queer movement and all of that. They just need a little push. They're this close to the edge. And when they go, they fucking go,
Yeah. It's kind of sad to see it, honestly, because you look at the profile of some of these people and it's like, you are not hinged into reality. And I know we talk about people not being hinged into reality, and certainly we'd like talk a lot about like woo-woo stuff on this show. So some people might say we're not hinged into reality because we like tarot cards and things like that. But like no, this is like really like next level, like they've gone deep into the rat and they know all of the different conspiracies and they've decoded all of the Q messages and they have a fucking chart in their basement where they're hinging all the it's just like
Yeah.
it's like that next level. And it's like, honey, you need to go outside. Like, honestly, like
That's right.
we need to find, how about we talk about starting a normal hobby? How about we just start like, knitting is probably too complicated for you, but can we maybe get you like a sewing machine or something? You can make a nice quilt. Like, can we do
That's gonna be
something?
hard. That's gonna be really hard for them to. You know what they have are those little kits where you take the needle and you push the buttons in color by number, and
Oh
it makes
yeah, the gem
pictures.
things. Yeah.
Yeah,
We need a good gem drawing or a paint by numbers or
yeah,
something like
like
that, or a coloring book,
a
or
nice
because
adult coloring book. Yep.
yeah, that's what we need. We need to like hinge back into reality, and you need to stop engaging in this fucking lunacy
Yeah.
and just see where it takes you. See where it takes you.
It's all the Tylenol their mothers took when they were pregnant.
It probably is true. Hang on, we got another super chat. Michael Newton also wrote a few books about life between lives. Oh, have you ever read Michael Newton? I haven't.
No, I have not. I don't do a lot of nonfiction personally, but that's
Cool.
very cool.
Well, so that's how my day has been going, Jennifer. How are you? Thank you for letting me get those feelings.
You feel
We're like
better?
we have to release the feelings so they go the fuck away.
Clear the air. All my
Yeah.
spiritual shit is packed, or I'd grab something. But yeah, I've got my website pretty well done. I just have to figure out a payment thing, and I've been doing a lot of research on that, and I'm getting ready to monetize a couple things, and including doing some. Once I get that all set up, the final step in my plan is YouTube, and then that will be the thing that kicks it all off.
Cool.
So I'm in a nice lull. I'm not working on any projects right now. So it's like, this seems like it's the time. And Halloween or Samhain is the witch's new year. So it's a good time for us to start new projects, to get reinvested and reinvent ourselves for the next circle, the next wheel of the time, next wheel of the year spinning. So I kind of felt like the energy just felt really good, and I have no reason to procrastinate. So I'm going for it. I think it's really fun and exciting. But I'm offering services now as an editor, as a writing coach, as a cover designer, and also as a publishing coach.
Yeah, and for people who don't know, if you're into doing creative stuff, Jennifer is a wonderful coach. She has a writing community. She is a wonderful writer. She has written multiple books. Jennifer writes erotic fiction, which is why we talk about dicks and make so many inappropriate jokes on the channel, because it's really all her fault. It's not that I've been joking about sex for years. It's
Never
that
know.
Jennifer is an
I
influence in
agree.
my life, and she's an erotic fiction writer. So,
It
but
is
it's
my
awesome.
it is my I have corrupted you. It's like the one place you haven't been corrupted. I totally corrected
Oh,
corrupted you.
I was already corrupted. I was already don't worry about it. It's not as though I didn't know erotic fiction
You mean
existed. It's just not, you
you
know.
knew about dicks before I came into your life? Here, I'm gonna put
I did in fact. I'm a very big fan of dicks in certain
me
circumstances. Not in all
too.
circumstances. Dicks can be rather ridiculous looking if we're honest about it.
I
Like
like
men just look silly. Can we, yeah, but women do too. Everyone looks ridiculous naked. Like even if you've got like a perfect body, this is what I learned from watching the naked bike ride in Portland. Even if
Oh
you
my God.
have
Well, in that
but
context, I agree.
well, it's just like even people who are thin and they have a good body, they still look ridiculous naked.
Bike
They
riding,
like
yeah.
yeah,
I
well,
like naked bodies. I think
but
they're
like
pretty.
oh man, I think everyone looks ridiculous. I think that sex is actually the most ridiculous thing that people do, and it's awesome. And I don't want to like whatever, but like people look ridiculous naked, and I actually think it's very like it's like a comforting thing if you know what, no matter what size I am, no matter if I have stretch marks or not, no matter how the boobs are doing. Everyone looks silly naked, and men look
It gets sillier
ridiculously
the older
silly
you get,
naked.
though. I'm not
And
gonna lie. I
so
put
it's just like fucking relax, okay?
I put my website in the private chat if you want to put that in the chat and
Oh,
see if
cool.
anybody wants to go have a look see.
I will put that in the chat if everyone wants to
Yep.
support Jennifer and her work. It
Or
is
just see what I do.
barnowlbooks.net and getting in touch and stuff like that. So
Yep.
that's awesome.
Yeah, I'll be linking my Discord and shit in there as well, but it does have links and things if anybody needs to contact me for anything other than that, or just say hi, whatever. Say hi in
Awesome.
Discord. If you're on Discord, you can always say hi to me through Karlyn's channel.
Awesome. Well, we should get into the content. So we're talking about Dolores Cannon tonight, and this was actually a suggestion that someone in the community made. And I apologize, I don't remember who, but shout out to whoever told me to do Dolores Cannon, because I don't know that much about Dolores Cannon. I know of Dolores Cannon. I know that she was like famous for like psychic related things and ideas that she had about like the afterlife and like choosing our reality and things like that, but I've never actually really sat down and listened to her, so I'm actually excited for what we're going to do tonight.
Yeah, she sounds pretty amazing. And it was Melinda. And I was thinking, was it Melinda? Because Melinda suggested it on our movie night on Sunday. And
Good idea.
yeah, and I'm really glad because I know like Karlyn's super busy. I have time, so I'm kind of wanting to take the bulk of like finding videos for DISENRAGE. And then
Jennifer just doesn't like it when I do research at the last minute because it freaks her out. This is what happens. This
videos
is
are not great all the time.
No, this is the real reason why Jennifer likes to preview the videos. She really puts thought into it, and basically what used to happen is Jennifer would like DM me the day before the show. She'd be like, "Karlyn, have you found anything yet?" And I'm like, "No, but I'm gonna fix that."
You don't worry, it'll be fine. And then like 15 minutes before the show starts, she's like, "This one."
And I don't preview that. I was like, "This one looks good."
And that's fine with me because when things get busy again, I'll just be like, "Okay, it's all you, babe. I don't have time now." So we just do what we need to do when we need to do it.
Yep. So we're gonna watch Dolores Cannon tonight. Jennifer has made sure we have a couple excellent selections, so we don't have to suffer through whatever nonsense I would have come up with. And
you've come up with some pretty damn good stuff, though. You really have.
No, I have come up with some good stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like my Joe Dispenza class was very good. I feel
That
like
was
all the times we've watched what's his name?
Eric.
Eric is good.
Channeling Eric.
Darylenko. Who does he channel? Fucking
Bashar.
Bashar.
I feel
like the Bashar episodes were good. I've come up with some good episodes. There were just a couple missteps, and Jennifer's a Capricorn, so if there's one misstep, Jennifer assumes it's going to happen every single week.
I do not. I I actually am very forgiving for a Capricorn, which is why you and I get along so well, because I also have a tempering Virgo moon. But I'm a spicy Scorpio rising. So I mean it all works out. It all works out. But yeah.
Well, we've got 2 videos that Jennifer found, and the first one is Dolores Cannon's 2025 predictions are coming true faster than expected. Well, that's good because 2025 is almost over. And then the other one is a talk that she gave about life after death. And this is a full lecture, and I'm actually really excited about that one.
Yeah, me too. This is going to be a good intro for all of us to her.
All right. Well, let's get this party started, and we're starting tonight with the predictions for 2025, and let's see what they said. Earth, you leave the frequency. Oh, like when you die.
There will be 2 Earths.
One
will
it's
rise,
not even that necessarily.
and the other will fall.
No.
You will choose which one you live on, not with your feet, but with your frequency. These are not the words of a sci-fi novelist or a New Age mystic high on hope. These are the words of Dolores Cannon, a woman whose decades of work in hypnotherapy and past life regression uncovered something that still sends shockwaves through the spiritual community. And now, as we approach 2025, what she foresaw, a split in human consciousness, a dimensional divergence, is not just unfolding, it's happening, faster than anyone expected. This is the story of a woman who spoke with souls across time. This is the story of a prediction that may explain why the world feels like it's tearing at the seams. And this is the story of you, and the choice you're about to make. Before the documentaries, before the TikToks, before the awakening movement went mainstream, there was Dolores Cannon, a quiet Southern woman who stumbled into something extraordinary. Born in 1931, Dolores lived what many would consider...
Oh, hey, breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. NBC has called it. Zoran Mandami wins the New York mayor's race. Duh.
I was just looking that up right as we were starting, and then I got distracted because right now anything shiny can distract me. And I was just looking up the New York mayoral live coverage, and I didn't even get to scroll down in time to find. Okay, so Mamdami.
It's gonna be awesome. We're gonna have a real life communist utopia in New York City. It's gonna be great. At last, a communist utopia in New York City. And I'm sorry, who predicted this was gonna happen months ago when conservatives were like, we can win and Andrew Cuomo can win? I was like, no, you fuckers can't.
I mean, is it really real life when Andrew Cuomo is running on a Republican ticket?
He wasn't running as a Republican. He's
okay,
running
that's what I wasn't sure. I was like, what is he running on?
The Republic, you know what? Here is the benefit of this Mondami thing, where the Republicans have finally figured out, Jennifer, for one brief day, that there is a difference between communists and Democrats. Ted Cruz actually tweeted out earlier. Ted Cruz tweeted out, he was like, you have a choice. Vote for a Democrat or vote for a communist. And I was like, you know, well, you're telling people to vote for a Democrat, so I can't co-sign that. But the fact that you know there's a difference between Democrats and communists, that's progress, Ted Cruz. Progress.
Your brain cells grew one size today. Yay.
Yeah. They're going to forget by next week, of course.
Was there even a conservative person on the ticket?
No, there was. There was a Republican nominee, but he's kind of like this. Like, I'm sure he's actually a very nice guy. I've actually heard very nice things about him, but he's kind of weird and he wears a red beret and he ran for the nomination unopposed. And you know what? God bless him for being a Republican running in a New York City election, because the Republicans don't put shit into New York City. And so it's like every Republican who runs for office in New York City basically just gets hung out to dry by the Republican Party because they don't put any resources in it and they don't help them at all. And so, you know what?
Here in Denver, yeah.
God bless him for trying, but he was never going to win.
There's a guy trying to take on the gubernatorial race here, which don't think happens for another couple years, but I'm not 100% on that because I don't give a fuck. I'm leaving. But every time somebody goes up against Polis, there's just absolutely zero chance they're going to have a freaking prayer. But even Polis is thinking he's done. I don't think he can run again. But whoever comes in, they're thinking it's probably going to be Bennett, which is going to be even worse. But the guy who's running as the conservative ticket is like, I don't think I'm going to win, but I just want to at least try and let you guys know that we're still here. And I'm like, oh, God bless you.
I mean, it is something to run an election that you know you're going to lose. I know because I accidentally put myself in this position. And even though I didn't run a real campaign or even do fundraising or anything, it's still like you're on the ticket and people think you're like a real candidate. And so you kind of have to act like a real candidate to a certain extent, but you're like, I know I'm going to lose. And then you have to deal with the bullshit of like, everyone's like, well, you lost the election. I was like, I ran as a libertarian. I fucking knew I wasn't going to be the next governor of New Hampshire. Like, come on.
Totally. Yeah, it's the Republicans are so neutered in this state that there's no chance we're ever going to have another Republican in charge of fucking anything anytime soon. I mean, there would literally have to be a bomb that went off that leveled everything, and and have a complete reset for that to happen. But yeah, it's kind of, we're a lost cause now. So, oh well, that's another reason why I'm leaving.
Hey, I just want to do a shout out to Horseshoes Hand Grenades over on Rumble with the $5 Rumble rant. After this, y'all should head over to Horseshoes and Hand Grenades on Rumble to check out Adam Green interview. Congrats to Monjammy. Yes, I highly co-sign that. And I'm thrilled that Adam Green is appearing on Horseshoes and Hand Grenades tonight. It's a really fun little show that I definitely recommend people check out. And I adore Adam Green. And Adam Green, actually, I need to confirm this with him. But Adam Green wants he and I to snipe James Lindsay's interview that he's doing with Adam King, who's awesome Jew on Twitter. So this guy that we're both friends with. So people like, I might make fun of the Jewish stuff, but I do actually have Jewish friends. Jennifer, did you know that I have Jewish friends?
I do know that, yeah.
And one of those Jewish friends, his name is Adam King, and he is going to be interviewing James Lindsay on Thursday live about his recent trip to Israel.
Oh boy.
And he was so excited, he DM'd me and told me about it. I was like, are you telling me, Adam King, that you want me in the chat for this? And he said, yes. And
that was a big mistake.
And then
oh dear.
And then I like predictably, Adam Green was live streaming while I did this. So I predictably run over to Adam Green's chat. I'm like, Adam, do you know who Adam King is interviewing on Thursday? He's interviewing James Lindsay about his recent trip to Israel. And Adam Green's like, Karlyn, we should totally watch that together. And I was like, yeah.
Oh boy. That'll be a 1-2 punch.
Unironically, so I haven't confirmed that with him yet that we're actually going to do that, but I really do like James. We haven't stream sniped James in like how long has it been?
I don't know. It's been, well, you've had better things to focus on, I would say.
Yeah. You guys remember the last time that we stream sniped James, he yelled at Reagan in the chat and then he accused me of being a Fed live on the show.
I heard about that. That is so cute. Oh, they're just all feds now. Everyone's just, that's like the new racist communist thing. It's like you're a Fed now. It just doesn't end with an ist or a phobe. It's basically the same. So do you think that the 1 million people who have pledged to move out of New York if he gets elected are actually going to do that?
No! If they were going to move out of New York, they already would have fucking done it. Like, what is preventing them from moving out of New York? New York sucks.
I'm hearing that it's like they're going to disperse. They'll still come work there, but they're going to move out of the city to like get away from that. Yeah. We'll see.
Well, they've had Democrat mayors there forever, and that hasn't been enough to get them to move. So it's one of those things where I'll believe it when I see it, I guess.
Yeah, like everybody's saying they're going to move to Canada when Trump got elected.
It is. It's exactly the same thing. It's like we're going to move to Canada, and then how many people actually move to Canada? Like 5?
I don't know, but I think his second election got 2 people to leave America, which is fine. I mean, I don't really think anyone's crying real tears about Ellen DeGeneres or Rosie O'Donnell. So
whatever, man. Anyway, back to the show.
Ordinary life as a Navy wife and mother. But in the 1960s, something shifted. Her husband, Johnny, a career Navy man, began experimenting with hypnosis as a way to help clients stop smoking or lose weight.
Always starts with the hypnosis.
One day, Dolores sat in on a session. The subject, under deep trance, began speaking, but not as herself. She began to describe past lives, ancient places, other timelines, civilizations long gone. This moment would spark a lifelong obsession. Dolores trained herself in deep trance hypnosis and eventually developed her own method, QHHT, quantum healing hypnosis technique, a way to bypass the conscious mind entirely and speak directly to what she called the subconscious, or what many now believe is the higher self. Over the next 40 years, she conducted thousands of regressions, speaking with clients across every continent. But they weren't just describing past lives on Earth. They were describing lives on other planets, in other dimensions, and they all began to echo a common message. Something is coming, something big, a transformation, and a split. Dolores began to piece it together. Through her sessions, her clients, who had never met, never read her books, began saying the same things. They spoke of a dimensional shift, a split in timelines. They said Earth was ascending, moving to a higher vibrational state, and only those whose frequency matched it would make the transition. She called it the New Earth.
Really?
Not a different planet, not a spaceship,
There are a couple other
but a
people who
parallel
talked about
version of this
too.
Earth, vibrating at a higher frequency.
Are we talking about, like, is this like parallel reality type stuff? Is this like one of those things where it's like there's like how do I describe this? It's kind of like all of this stuff is happening at the same time and in the same place, but but you're only aware of the reality that you're in and not aware of the other bullshit reality or something like that.
That's kind of what I'm understanding. David Wilcock talks about this a lot. And there's another person that has talked about this where if your frequency is higher, as Earth is going through into the fourth dimensional shift, people in that higher frequency will not really be aware of the lower frequency stuff. Now, I don't know that that means they're physically invisible or it physically isn't happening, because obviously we're getting affected by all the physical things here. But I think it's that it's just beneath you. Like, it doesn't matter to you. It doesn't affect you in any way. And the people who are entrenched in it, in the lower vibrational frequencies, are entrenched in it, and they can't relate or deal with or see the people of the higher frequency. So, but I don't know if what they're talking about literally means two different realities tangentially. Maybe they'll explain that here, because I can't imagine that being a thing. But I mean, what the hell do I know?
I don't wonder, like, has this already happened?
It's supposed to happen, this year actually. Where people who, and I think you'll notice, like, people's mindsets. There are people who are they just don't care about all this lower vibrational stuff. It just isn't affecting their mentality, their spirituality, their heart, their day, their lives. And then there's people that just obsess over it constantly and can barely get up in the morning because it's so crippling for them. And that is happening. I mean, I don't know if it's a fourth dimensional shift or if it's just people are sinking more into their own psychoses and other people are a little bit stronger mentally and are doing just fine. I couldn't tell you. Maybe a little bit of everything.
I mean, I really feel like this is something that I interact with more online than I would, or maybe I shouldn't say that online. This is something that I feel like I have more exposure to than I ever would have thought I would have had, because I feel like back in the day when I was just but a lowly life coach, I didn't have exposure to any of this shit. Like, I literally was very insulated in like this coaching world. I would talk to my coaching clients, of course, but like I really had no awareness of like all of the ridiculous things that I now have awareness of. And it's like, I've thought about this a lot. It's like, it's not as though this stuff didn't exist. This stuff always existed. And in fact, like, the world was incredibly toxic when I was doing my life coaching professionally and I was like insulating myself in those communities. I just never saw it. So I literally it was not even a remote part of my frame of reference. I wasn't paying attention to any of the Antifa stuff in 2016, 2017. I wasn't paying any attention to like the protesting or the Battle of Berkeley or like I literally had zero awareness about any of this. And then it's like I get booted out of my beautiful reality that I had finally cultivated for myself for years, where I didn't have to interact with anyone I didn't want to interact with or anything like that. And I got thrown into politics, and I feel like I committed some sort of like spiritual crime or something, and I feel like I'm being punished.
Not at all. Not at all. It's the removal of the wool from your eyes. And I think, I know people who never watch the news. They just don't watch it. It's too horrible. And if we want to take it into an even more literal thing, if anybody's familiar with Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, there's some special sunglasses that they can wear that turn instantly black the moment something becomes dangerous. Yeah. So it's like if you get scared and it's like, whoa, then all of a sudden you just don't see it. It's fine. See, if you don't see it, you're okay.
Man. Hey, we got Triple B Collective in the chat. Triple B Collective is the former member of Antifa that I interviewed today. So really glad to see you back here. This has nothing to do with leftist politics or nothing like that. We're just chilling tonight. But
we interrupt it every 10 minutes to continue to talk about.
You know what, Jennifer? It's my show. I'll do what I want. It's my fucking channel. All right. I'm gonna stop now. I interrupted to ask a question about the.
No, you're fine. Aries, it's okay.
A place of peace, telepathy, healing, and harmony. And the tipping point?
Whatever.
Dolores pointed to the years between 2012 and 2025. A window where humanity would begin to divide itself energetically. Not physically, but vibrationally. Some would stay in the 3D Earth, rooted in fear, control, and materialism. Others would rise to the 5D Earth, a world of compassion, unity, and conscious creation. She warned, it won't be an instant split, but you'll see the signs. The ones who cling to fear, they won't even be able to perceive the others. The frequencies won't match. And then, almost cryptically, she said, by 2025, it will be too late to choose. At first, it sounded like science fiction. But what if the world we're living in is already beginning to split? Not in one cataclysmic moment, but in subtle, undeniable waves. Dolores Cannon said we'd notice the change in our environment, in human behavior, even in the way time feels. And today, in 2025's shadow, we ask, have the signs already arrived? Across the planet, weather patterns have gone haywire. Record-breaking heat waves, hurricanes forming in the wrong seasons, rivers drying up. Some say it's climate change, but others, those tuned into frequency, say something deeper is happening.
Ooh.
Dolores' clients once described this too, a time when Earth herself would begin shaking off the lower vibrations. They said Gaia is a conscious being, ascending in frequency and purging what no longer aligns. What if what we call disasters are really symptoms of spiritual detox? Mental health crises are exploding. Anxiety, depression, insomnia. People say they feel like they're losing time, like reality is glitching. What if these aren't just disorders, but side effects of shifting into a higher vibrational Earth? Dolores predicted this too. In her sessions, souls described ascension symptoms: sudden exhaustion, mood swings, ear ringing, vivid dreams, dizziness, emotional purging. The body, struggling to integrate the new frequency of Earth. And those who can't shift? Many report a sense of being stuck or disconnected. A soul mismatch with the timeline they chose. Another sign? The rise of artificial intelligence.
Oh!
Dolores warned about a coming divide, not just in Earth's, but in human direction. One path leads deeper into mechanization, control, transhumanism. The other leads toward heart-centered awareness, telepathy, healing with light and intention. What are we seeing now? AI that paints, writes, thinks? Biohacking, chip implants, simulated consciousness. Are we merging with machines or abandoning our soul's path? Dolores said this would be the final fork, the last great test. Do we become creators or algorithms? Doctors are baffled. Strange illnesses are emerging. Traditional medicine fails. But alternative healing, sound therapy, frequency healing, even quantum healing hypnosis gains momentum. Dolores's work with QHHT often revealed the cause of illness to be.
I don't know what this is. Detachable penny song. What is that? What is that? What does that mean? Explain yourself.
My man, Bio, that's hilarious. Or is that Bloatech or Biotech? I can't. Bloatech? Bloatnik. Biotech. Anyway, yeah, okay. There's a song called Detachable Penis. And
Oh, okay.
yeah, and it's about a guy who had a detachable penis, just in case you couldn't figure that out.
What? Why though? But what? Like, is it like a fake dick, like that lesbians have or something
Nope.
like that?
He
Or like
really
trannies?
he could. It's been a very long time since I've heard that song, but yeah, it was just he could just take it off and do stuff with it. I should.
Like,
Yeah,
like
I
a
haven't heard, I haven't
dildo?
heard it. No, it was his real dick. He had a detachable penis. How is this so hard to understand?
But what was he doing with it that wasn't like a?
I
I'm
don't
so
remember the
confused.
song very well. I remember the chorus.
I don't want to talk about it anymore. Let's.
Maybe I'll play it Sunday at movie night for those who tune in. We'll listen to the detachable penis song.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea.
Be
Right before Willow.
energetic misalignment. Once addressed through regression and inner knowing, physical symptoms vanished. And now, more and more people are reporting spontaneous healing after emotional release, energy sessions, even contact with higher guides. Are we rediscovering our 5D blueprint? A self-healing body powered by intention and light. All over the world, things feel like they're falling apart.
So
Governments are crumbling.
yeah.
Trust in media is dissolving.
Mm-hmm.
People can't even agree on basic facts.
He's so real.
But
Yeah.
Dolores saw this too.
It's over.
She said as we near the split, reality itself would seem to fracture. Different people would perceive different truths. Some would awaken, while others would double down in fear.
Yeah, real.
Two people
actually.
standing side by side, she said, living in completely different realities.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what I don't
Look
know is
around.
literally or
Yeah.
perceptively.
Isn't that exact?
like a
Well,
literal...
is there a difference between literally or perceptively? Perception is reality.
Ooh, hey, that's true. My truth. This is my truth. Me. Yeah.
You know, when I was at like the Portland Ice facility, I had this interesting interaction with Antifa where like I was kind of trying to get them to talk to me. And I was trying to like be real nice about it because I was bored. I was like, well, fuck else am I gonna do, right? Like, so I was trying to get them to talk to me. And so I was like standing right outside of the ice facility, and there were like 3 of them standing there. And I just started trying to engage them in conversation. And they all turned to me and they were like, I was not yelling. I was actually trying to talk in like a more normal, not even my normal raised tone of voice that I do because I'm an Aries and I just project naturally without thinking about it. But like I was actually trying to be like calm and like almost like motherly to them in some ways. But like they turned to me and they started shouting their answers at me. They literally like they could not talk to me in just a normal tone of voice. They had to like literally like it was like I was like, whoa.
Wow.
I was like, all right, everyone calm down. I'm not recording you. I'm not saying any like can we just like I was like, can we just take it down?
Just
like
turn it down. Yeah.
Turn it down. Like no one needs to yell right now. Nothing is happening. And it actually took like several rounds of me doing that before finally they were like,
oh, you're not yelling at us. You're actually just talking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perception is really is really a big deal. And maybe that's what it is perceived reality is reality. And just like, any man looking in the refrigerator for the mayonnaise or the ketchup or the mustard and he can't fricking find it. And you're like, open it and it's like, it's right here. I stared in here for 10 minutes. It was not in here. And I'm like, it's been, they just don't see it. It's invisible. It's like that kind of thing, maybe.
Victor does that to me all the time where I'm like, Victor, where is that thing? And I'm like sitting there looking and he's like, Karlyn, like,
oh, so you're the one who doesn't see it. Okay.
yeah, I do.
Yeah, my dad was doing some work on the house, and he literally damn near tore apart all the stuff underneath my kitchen sink looking for something. And he's like, do you have this? And I said, yeah, it's in there. And he's like, 10 minutes later, he's like, I can't find it. And I opened the door and I went, dink, like he just started laughing. That's how it goes, man. Perception is, if you go, I can't find it, you won't find it.
Yeah, isn't that the truth? Hey, thanks for the super sticker. I really do appreciate it.
Exactly what's happening. And then there's time itself. People are noticing time speeding up. Days blur, weeks vanish. What felt like a year ago was 3.
So real.
Dolores said time would collapse as we transition dimensions.
Oh!
The past.
Time isn't real? Time is We're 10 minutes into the video. We always have our we already have our time is not real reference for the week.
Well, and we've talked about several kinds of dicks already.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great episode this week. I can just feel it.
Have we mentioned the Jews yet?
I think we did actually mention the Jews. Didn't we talk about the Jews earlier?
Yeah, so we pretty much got DISENRAGE bingo already in the first 10 minutes.
We really should have DISENRAGE bingo. I need to break out the bingo card program again and start making bingo for Socialism Saturday and for DISENRAGE. So we'll have like alien dicks and Jews and time isn't real and we'll come up with a list.
Yeah, I think so.
Present and future would merge, and we'd begin to access parallel selves, quantum memories. Some experience this as déjà vu, others as the Mandela effect, a collective memory of a different past. These aren't just internet curiosities. They may be the cracks between dimensions.
Aliens, yeah.
Dolores always emphasized,
Bigfoot.
this shift is not automatic. You're not chosen or saved by anyone outside you. You choose every day through your thoughts, your vibration, your awareness. Are you feeding fear or freedom? Are you choosing conflict or compassion?
There are 2 wolves in your
Are you
heart.
reacting or awakening? The 2 Earths are already here. One is tearing itself apart. The other is birthing itself in silence, in the heart of the conscious. Which one are you on? It's one thing to read Dolores Cannon's words. It's another to live them. All over the world, people are waking up feeling like something's changed, not just around them, but within them. They don't always have the language for it, but their stories, they echo the shift Dolores spoke of. I was always sensitive, says Anna, a nurse from Oregon. But something happened in 2023. I'd wake up with my heart racing, like something had just visited me in my sleep. I started seeing colors when I closed my eyes. Lights, symbols. Time didn't feel the same. And the weirdest part? She laughs nervously. I could feel people's emotions just by walking past them. Sometimes I'd cry and didn't know why. She went to doctors. Nothing was wrong. But then she discovered Dolores Cannon. And suddenly, it made sense. This isn't sickness, she says. It's frequency. I'm not breaking down. I'm waking up. I stopped watching the news because it felt fake. Jordan is a college student in Texas who describes his awakening as a breakdown, followed by a breakthrough. One night I just sat up and thought, this isn't real. None of it. not in a paranoid way. Just, this world is some kind of simulation. He began meditating, something he'd once mocked. Within weeks, he was having lucid dreams of floating cities, light beings, even speaking with what he calls his higher self. It wasn't a dream. I could feel my body vibrating when I woke up. He says he's not the same person anymore. I don't drink, I don't party, I just want to help people remember who we are. Dolores predicted this too. A new generation of souls who would awaken fast, without needing regression or hypnosis. They are volunteers, she said, here to guide the shift. Lorraine, a retired school teacher from Vermont, had a QHHT session out of curiosity. What surfaced changed her forever. I remembered being in a body made of light, she says quietly. We didn't speak, we transmitted. We worked with grids, energies. We were helping a planet heal. She wept through the entire session. It felt more real than this life. Since then, she's had visions, downloads, even dreams in languages she doesn't speak. I don't know what's happening, she says, but I know I'm not alone.
Do you ever feel crazy when you experience stuff like this, where you're like, I know like I know this is happening. Like I feel this physically. I know this intuitively. I don't know how I know it sometimes, but I know it, and it's as real as anything else. And I've had so many instances where I'm like, I know this is true. I feel it in every fiber of my being. Like the evidence kind of suggests that I might be right. There's no proof of it because you can't quantify a feeling. Right?
Yeah.
But like there's so many times where I'm like, am I actually the crazy one, or like it's just like everyone else just like not picking up on this?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Especially if it's accompanied by guides or guardians speaking in some way, and it's like, am I officially schizophrenic, or is this like, but they've never steered me wrong, and I am, and I do believe in guides and guardians, but it's, for me, I can live in that reality and not feel too crazy, but then trying to describe why I know certain things, this sounds absolutely wacko. Yeah, there's a lot of times when you just know, and you have that all of a sudden. I guess for me, sometimes it comes across as a sense of vastness or a sense of micro focus. And it's an interesting experience, but it depends on the situation. And honestly, if you're in tune and you need to be warned or guided somewhere, they will find a way. And yeah, it's just something you don't talk about with the muggles.
No, you can't, because you sound like insane. But like there was something that happened to me like in the last year, I'll just say, where like it was the most bizarre thing, because it was like with this person that I know, and I'm not going to go into like too many details, so I don't like actually want to give like too much away. But like it was like with this person that I know, and it was just like for months and months and months, like this thought is eating at me in my head, and I'm like, this is like, and so I would pull cards on it. I would like try to like figure it out, like, why do I fucking keep thinking about this? Like, why is this shit showing up? I was even remembering dreams that had this person in them, and I don't remember dreams almost ever. And so if like I'm remembering a dream about something, that actually does stick out to me as like, this is actually something important. But the whole time this is happening, the interactions I'm having with this person in real life are not reflecting the things that that are going on in my head.
I hate that. Who's gaslighting here? Yeah.
Well, it's like, and I actually thought I was going fucking insane. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, what is going on? And then there was one moment where one day it was like, boom, and the facade cracked with the person, and he said and did some things that I was like,
oh, that's
I
why.
was I was right. I was right. It was actually like, thank God that happened, because I honest to God thought I was going fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I'm not crazy. Okay, everything's fine now. Okay. I understand. Okay.
Yeah. I have now, I mean, I've learned to trust myself a little bit more than I did when I was much younger, because when I was younger, I just trusted everybody, everything's fine, even if I felt like I knew better on some level. And then invariably they'd fuck me over or do something cruel or mess something up. And it was like, why don't I just listen to myself? Why I keep doing this over and over and get my my heart, shit on over and over. And so finally, and now I'm listening to that a lot more. And I had, because of it, have made decisions that have low key hurt other people. Not that I did something cruel, but I didn't do the thing they asked of me that would have helped them, but not been good for me. So I finally went, I cannot do that for you. And then they're like, well, you're a bitch. And then they cut me off. And I'm like, oh, I feel so much better. Wow. They were so negative. They kept feeding off me. They needed all this shit from me. They just wanted me to keep giving and giving. They were taking advantage of me. And here I am being a nice person. And that's okay to be nice. But God, when people roll you over like that, you've got to start listening to that instinct. And they're going, they're using you. They are using you. And this first chance they get, they're going to kick you right in the ass. And every time. So just like, I actually went through a huge couple of years where I just cut off friends and said no to people for the first time in ever, really. And I just got rid of all the drama. And it felt so much better. My life changed immensely.
Well, I mean, and I think that's totally true. I always get like intuition. I do the same thing. I'm kind of like, sometimes I beat down the intuition. I'm like, well, let's just see what happens. Like, I'm sure I'm probably wrong about this.
Do that. Yeah.
Yeah, they want to do that. They're being a nice person or whatever. And then inevitably something happens where I'm like, oh, yep, there it is. Okay, well, that was predictable, wasn't it? And the thing of it is too, is kind of like, this whole thing with like all the MAGA idiots online that have been giving me a hard time. I think it's also like, the universe will tell you what groups you're supposed to be a part of and what groups you're not supposed to be a part of. And it's kind of one of those where it's like, do you know why they're all swarming me and they all are spending more time fighting with me than they are on the left? Because I am the anomaly that showed up in their group that did not belong in their group. And they may have thought that I was in their group, but then they decided that like I was like the thing that didn't match with the others. And so they're doing their best to do this. And I'm like, leave me the fuck alone, you stupid motherfuckers. And it's like, some people will, I've seen this over and over again. Like, some people will try to fight to stay in social situations and social groups that they just don't belong in anymore. And maybe it's even that, like, maybe they once did belong. Like, this happened to me when I left the left, is I had this group of women that I was friends with, and I was like really good friends with these women. I got tattoos with these women on like multiple occasions. We hung out together, like we were in each other's lives and all this stuff. I gradually got pushed out of that group because it just didn't work for where my life was going. And I know that if I had stayed in that group, then I wouldn't have done the things that I needed to do. But it's just like, there was a moment where I was like, I really don't want to lose my friends. Like, I love my friends. I don't want to lose them. But at the same time, it was like, it was so obvious that it was kind of like, it was the same thing as they were all starting to circle me. And there were just these little conflicts over and over and over again that just made no sense. Like, one of them turned non-binary. The other ones were telling me I needed to go to an anti-racist training. There were starting to be like struggle sessions. And I was just like, and I really had to go, okay, like, I don't want to lose my friends. So I was scared to lose my friends. But at the same time, you don't want to lose yourself to give in to the group, because you just don't belong there anymore. Like, your life is moving you in a different direction, and that's cool, man.
Maybe that's what this is all about, with the different perceptions, the frequencies, because I do know, and I've witnessed this happen many stages of my life. I know you have as well, where you have outgrown and the people around you are stuck.
Yeah.
And so then you have to go, do I want to stay stuck because it's comfortable here and I know these people, or is it okay to go be who I am and evolve and grow? And I have shed so many friend groups over the years. I find the next one, I go, oh, this is fun. Yay. And then something happens and I'm like, I have a realization or something. I'm like, okay, this no longer serves its purpose. And you keep going until unless you find a place that's evolved as you are, which I love that you're always wanting high IQ people in your group. So, because you're like, I created this and I'm not going to destroy it. But if you're an idiot, you can just get off yourself. I will take care of my group. And I do love that. But yeah, you will shed many groups as you evolve. And trust me, you will be better for embracing your true self.
Well, and I think like this is one of the things they try to use against me where they say, "You've been friends with all these people and you've stabbed all of them in the back and you just go from group to group to group to group to group." And it's kind of like, well, first of all, that's actually not true that I've stabbed people in the back, but you know what, you
No.
can't argue with retards who are being retards on the internet. It is definitely true that I've gone from group to group to group, and sometimes those groups were great for a temporary period of time. The
Yeah.
libertarians were fucking awesome in 2021. The
Yeah.
libertarian there was no more fun place to be than the Libertarian Party in 2021 and 2022. It was fucking awesome. I made some
Yeah.
great friends. I made some friends that I'm still friends with today. But that ran its course and
Yeah.
I wasn't meant to be there anymore. And
Yeah.
so then it becomes a choice between, do you want to stay in the group that you're not meant to be in? Or do you want to just go and explore and find another group? And I think like a
Yeah.
lot of people think like I feel like a lot of people have this very insular view of the world where they think that the people that they know now are the only people that exist in the world. And I'm just like, that's just silly. There are billions of people in the world. You can just go
Yeah.
out find other friends. You don't need to stay with friends that have kind of like that you have outgrown or something like that.
Oh. Well, as soon as anybody in your friend group or a friend begins to gaslight you, or you feel like we are not on the same planet, because like I'll say something, go, well, where the hell did you hear that? That doesn't exist anywhere. I searched Google 3 times and I can't find it. And I'm like, how
Mm.
is that possible? I did one search, it came right up. Well, it's not, and then we learned about the algorithm and stuff. But I mean, I really think that there is like this whole frequency perception. It is like we're in two different realms of reality. I can't talk with people who are stuck in certain places on the left, and I can't talk to people who are stuck in certain places on the right. I can't talk to people who are stuck in certain places religiously because their perception goes through that Bible filter. And I saw it's like trying to discuss higher concepts or overarching concepts or anything that interconnects and relates. They're like, no, because they're safe in their little piece of it, and they don't want to look at the elephant. They just want to hold the tail. Like it turns into that. And you're like, we are in different worlds. We really are. And so yeah, moving on. But
Yeah.
there's people are afraid to be alone and they don't want to isolate. That's a beautiful thing about the internet. You go out there and find a whole new group of people anytime you want.
Yeah. You can even invent a new persona if you don't even have to be yourself on the internet. You can create a whole new person that
Yep.
doesn't exist and go out and find new friends. It's like really not that hard.
Yeah.
And I know something is coming. These are just a few of thousands, perhaps millions, experiencing what mainstream science can't yet explain. A global phenomenon where people report seeing repeating numbers, like 1111, waking up at 3:33 a.m. feeling watched, hearing tones or ringing
Oh,
in one
hang
ear.
on. I want to speak to something that's being said in the chat because it's actually just like really cute. Akbad's World says, I don't know this group. I like all you guys, but I feel so intellectually small compared to you guys. And then he says, seriously, some of the smartest people I've ever met so far for me, it's intimidation. And it's like, don't be intimidated. It's like,
Sweet.
no, like if you're like, and it's kind of one of those things. It's like, do you feel good being here? Do you feel like you belong here? Like, we don't all have to think the same way. Don't be intimidated. I'm not going to yell at you right now. Relax.
Oh, well, and that's why you're here because, and thank you for having such a sweet attitude about it. And you're not dumb. You're not stupid. You're not an intellectual midget compared to anybody else here. You're here to learn. You're here to catch up. And like, I've hung around a couple of people that were so intellectual and understood so many things about politics that I just sat there like, oh my God. Like I'm so scared to open my mouth. But then you just learn all it is exposure and education, and you'll get there. And if you don't know something, ask. If you think you know something, ask if it's right. We're here to support each other.
And the thing of it is too, do you have any idea how many dumb, retarded people I've seen on the internet? Like if you're in the community and you're just like engaging with the content, you are already smarter than most of the people that I've engaged with on the internet. And that's just like reality. And another thing I've learned from, doing what I do is that like I've learned how to detect when people are just speaking confidently about something, but they don't actually know what the fuck they're talking about.
Yeah.
And you have to understand that a lot of the people that you see online, they have their scripts written for them by their producers. They don't actually have any unique opinions of their own. If they are in charge of speaking extemporaneously about a topic, they can't do it because they don't actually understand any of the shit that they're, because they have all their stuff written. You have to understand that this is all, for the most part, like smoke and mirrors. And if you only knew how many people that you might perceive as smart are actually just managed and produced inauthentic shills,
Yeah.
it would shock you.
You'll, and if you're looking for a very obvious example, you can just look at any time Kamala Harris opens her mouth. Literally.
Oh yeah.
Anytime.
Yeah. That's actually a great example because, like, yeah, she is highly produced.
Oh yeah, and has no concept of anything. That's why she always proceeds everything with a laugh, because it gives her brain a chance to kind of figure out how she's going to say the thing she was told to say earlier, and does she even remember it after 3 bottles of wine? With love.
Yeah. And she had to be vice president, so what's holding you back?
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
Sudden rejection of alcohol, meat, or toxic relationships. Receiving visions, messages, and memories they never learned. Are these symptoms of mass delusion, or are they the early signs of frequency alignment? They will not all awaken at once, but they will feel it. And when the time comes, they'll remember why they came here. Dolores didn't just predict the shift. She spoke to the souls who came here to live it. And now, the testimonies are everywhere. In QHHT sessions, in online forums, in silent, solitary awakenings at 2 a.m. when the world feels heavy, but the soul feels light. The new earth is not a place we go. It's a state we become. Dolores Cannon did not stand alone in her vision of the future. Her insights, though channeled through quantum hypnosis and subconscious dialogue, echo a much older, broader chorus of prophetic voices. Across centuries, civilizations, and spiritual systems, the same message repeats. A time of great change will come. A split, a choice, a new world. In the 16th century, Michel de Nostradame, known as Nostradamus, penned cryptic quatrains, poetic riddles that seemed to predict revolutions, wars, and something else. Among the most debated verses are those referencing a time when the great power will change worlds, minds will awaken from their deep slumber, 2 suns will appear in the sky. Dolores, in her later years, began decoding some of these with the help of her clients. She claimed Nostradamus had reached out to her during a session, attempting to correct misinterpretations of his work and warn humanity once more. In fact, one of her books, Conversations with Nostradamus, details a shocking series of dialogues where the seer speaks through her hypnotized clients. He too spoke of dimensional transitions, earth changes, and humanity's bifurcation. "You have a window," he said through one subject, "but the window is closing." In the early 1900s, Edgar Cayce, dubbed the sleeping prophet, would enter trance states and offer medical diagnoses, spiritual insights, and prophetic visions. He predicted rising sea levels, shifting earth poles, and a new race of people with heightened awareness and psychic ability. He warned of a time when materialism would fall and a golden age of spiritual understanding would emerge. Dolores Cannon considered Cayce a kindred soul. In many ways, her work picked up where Cayce's left off, bridging the intuitive with the scientific, the mystical with the practical. Both spoke of a coming vibrational upgrade. Both emphasized free will as the determining force. Both believed, you are not a body with a soul. You are a soul temporarily wearing a body. In the 1980s, a group of seekers began channeling an entity known as Ra, resulting in what is now known as the Law of One material. Ra described Earth as a school, where souls progress through densities, and at the end of each cycle comes a harvest, a moment when souls either ascend to the next density or repeat the lessons they have not learned.
I don't know about the Law One thing.
Dolores' concept of the dimensional split and new Earth
what's your issue with the Law of
mirrors
One?
this precise.
Yeah, what's your issue with that?
My concern with it is the end all is a hive mind ascension.
So
And
it's like what is that show? Fucking Childhood's End.
Yeah, except for I think that entity consumed everybody into itself and they all blended together. The love one is trying to say, like, you'll still be yourself, but you'll also be everybody else. And I'm like, no, 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 no. I'm a fierce individualist. I don't do anything that's like, and then we're all gonna send and like, if it's a thing where you're together like a family group, like that's fine. But I'm the hive mind thing bothers me a lot. Though you've never felt such unity and love, said a lot of cult leaders, So I get a little twitchy with that. And I wonder if the fault is with the interpreter, the messenger, or is it that there are my actual thought is that there are hive mind spirit groups out there that teach you, if you want to take this route, here's how you do it. But that doesn't mean they're the only choice.
Right.
So I want people to be aware. You get stuck into certain avenues of thinking, realize there's so much variety in what your soul can do. Don't think that it's just this one thing. You don't just go to heaven. You don't just get absorbed into a hive mind. You can kind of pick your avenue, really.
In both frameworks, humanity is at the precipice of a mass graduation, not forced upon them, but chosen internally by frequency. Ra's message. The choice is between service to others and service to self.
Yeah.
Dolores' echo. You choose your earth by the vibration you emit, not what you say, but what you are. Few know that the US government during the Cold War employed psychic spies, remote viewers trained to see across time and space.
I knew that.
Some of their visions, now declassified, showed disturbing and enlightening images of Earth's potential futures. One session described two Earths drifting apart, with people vanishing from one and appearing in another. Others showed advanced civilizations watching humanity, waiting for a critical decision point, a vibrational fork. Though rooted in science and military precision, these reports eerily match Dolores' work with regressed souls.
I wonder how this works. Is this going to be like what is sorry. What is that fucking Kirk Cameron movie? Do you know what I'm talking about? Left Behind. Is this going to be like Left Behind or something where
like the Rapture?
Yeah, it's like the Rapture where all of a sudden like people disappear, and because we're just in a different reality, like we have no concept anymore that those people ever existed. It's gonna be like that.
My logical mind doesn't think so. Like that just sounds ridiculous. What purpose would that serve evolutionarily, especially for the people who are left behind? And the people who move on, maybe you don't even know you're qualified to move on. All of a sudden you're like whoop in a different reality, and half your friends and family are gone and you're still on Earth, but they're just gone. Like that just feels contradictory to the purpose of our evolutionary soul. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Feels weird. It feels weird to me. I don't know.
I do. Oh, go ahead.
There is a movie, and I cannot remember what it's called, but there's a guy he's got a son who seems like he's not of this world. And the whole movie is them running from the government to get him to a location. And they finally get him to the location. And then this futuristic city appears, and these kind of shadowy beings walk towards them. And it's the evolved Earth that lives in the similar dimension. It's like a not a pancake, but dimension, but like you said, a parallel dimension, the advanced Earth of all these enlightened human souls that can still live on Earth, but they don't have to be down here with the icky human-y types with the plebes. And that movie bothered me quite a lot because I just felt like he gave his son up to go live with these strangers because his son evolved. I'm like, okay, I don't know. It was just, but it's an interesting concept. I don't know if I buy it though. I don't know.
Man, I'm not sure what Gala means. I thought that the void.
Is that the void?
Is that the void?
What were we talking about when she put that?
Oh, it was about the Law of One.
Oh, was it the Law of One? I think it was a little bit after that. But well, the void is, well, that's a whole nother topic. There's a couple different schools of thought on what the void is. Some people think it's like soul jail, spirit jail, where you go into chaos to take a time out. Like sort of, yeah, but you never see another soul, and it's just nothing. And then there's also a void as a means of transportation or a place to go to rest, and then you can get out anytime you want. So like there's different schools of thought of the void. Or they say it's darkness, it's hell, whatever. I mean, honestly, I think it's very literary.
Yeah.
One viewer, under the pseudonym Viewer099, said, "The future is split. We are headed for divergence. Most won't notice until it's already happened." What do we make of all this? A 16th century seer? A 20th century prophet in a trance? An alien intelligence from the stars? A hypnotherapist from Arkansas? All describing the same transition. From separation to unity. From fear to love. From darkness to light. These are not disconnected voices. They are echoes of the same divine whisper. The message? Prepare, align, remember. The time is not coming. The time is now. The split isn't coming. It's already begun.
Uh-oh.
But it's not a cataclysm, not an explosion. It's a soft unfolding, like petals opening in the dark. Dolores Cannon said this wouldn't be visible at first. There'd be no announcement, no headline. Instead, it would be felt, in the heart, in the body. In the moment you stop reacting and start remembering. For those aligning with the new earth, life is changing in small, sacred ways. Time feels different, less linear, more fluid. Synchronicities appear, guiding your path. Nature feels alive, as if speaking back. You begin to release drama, fear, judgment. You crave stillness and truth. You feel guided by something beyond logic. These are not coincidences. They are frequency confirmations. Dolores said, "You'll know you're on the new earth by how you feel, not what you see."
Okay.
In the old earth, we lived in survival mode, striving, achieving, proving, pleasing, locked in loops of fear, financial, emotional, existential. But now, something has shifted. People are leaving systems that no longer resonate. Jobs, marriages, ideologies, once glued by obligation, are now crumbling by vibration. And in their
I
place,
see what she's saying now.
sovereignty. The realization that you are the creator.
What are you saying? Oh, that you're the creator.
Well,
What do
we kind of talk about that a lot anyway with manifestation and so forth. But yeah, it is more of a perceptional shift, and let me try that in English. Living in abundance versus scarcity. Living in peacefulness versus fear. So it's like he was talking about leaving systems and leaving fear-based systems and bad relationships. Like that's kind of what we've all been talking about this whole time. And that's, to me, that's just a natural evolution but not everybody does it. Obviously, there are people who just get stuck. But I think, yeah, maybe that's what you're on the new earth. It's not physically, literally a different earth. It's just you're in a place where you're a lot more peaceful, and it's whatever's happening out here is happening out here. It's not in here. Hopefully that made sense.
That totally did. Totally.
That your thoughts shape timelines. That your beliefs are building bridges to worlds unseen. This awakening is not happening in isolation. From South America to Scandinavia, from inner cities to forest communes, communities of light are forming.
Forest
People
communes?
are finding each other,
Forest commune.
not by accident.
Let's start
by
one.
frequency.
No!
Do it.
Dolores called this the web of light, a global grid of awakened souls, each holding a piece of the blueprint for New Earth. Healers, teachers, artists, engineers, parents, children, all incarnated for this exact moment, all remembering. Oh, this is why I came here. No war, no poverty, no hierarchy.
No hierarchy.
In the 5D
no!
Earth, we do not compete. We co-create. Technology
over.
is
We're
used in
spiritually
harmony with
communist.
nature. Education is soul-led and experiential. Food is grown with intention and gratitude. Telepathy replaces manipulation. Healing happens through light, sound, and emotion. There are no leaders, only aligned visionaries. There are no rules, only resonance. Dolores saw this earth, and many of you watching, you've seen it too.
Because you love
In
the work.
dreams, in visions, in memories that aren't from this life. You don't need to wait. You don't need permission. You are the bridge between worlds. Every act of compassion raises the frequency. Every thought of peace stabilizes. The world is not ending, but it is changing. And you are not here by accident. Dolores Cannon said, "There are no coincidences.
There are
Only
no
contracts.
coincidences.
Only choices."
Only contracts.
So
only
now we ask you,
choices.
not as a viewer, but as a soul. Which frequency are you living
sucks
in?
being responsible for your own life.
Every
doesn't
thought
it?
is
No,
a vote.
it really, actually, unironically, it really does fucking suck when you start to learn how all this shit works. And there are so many fights that I used to have with Joshua where he's like, "Karlyn, you're responsible." I was like, "Fuck you! No, I'm not responsible for this. What did I do to deserve this?" And it's like, okay, it's like, I know in my head that I'm responsible for everything I'm experiencing, but it's like, you don't want to actually take responsibility when things are going like really, really, really shitty.
Yeah.
And like and just like you're depressed and you're like, what did I do to deserve this? So, but it's also like, in theory, that you are, but you just don't want to admit it because it sucks.
Well, especially when you're spiraling out, it's really hard. And sometimes you just really need to touch bottom and then start dealing with one step at a time. But I mean, hold on, I totally lost my thought. No, deserve. I think I've been meditating on. Sorry, I've been focusing on so much shit the last couple days that my mouth parts are having a hard time working.
Oh, good.
Blah. Deserving. Does anybody deserve anything? Honestly, or is it that we set ourselves up for success, failure, love, hatred, misery, happiness? I don't know. I people go, "Oh, you deserve love," and then I think, everybody says that to their friends, and I'm thinking, what if they're just a really horrible person? Like, who gets to say who deserves what here? Like, honestly, it's what you work for. It's how you yourself exist and bring it into your world and say yes or no to it. I don't know about deserving punishment or deserving love or any of that.
Can I make a confession, Jennifer?
Oh Lord. 8
I
million
re-
watching.
I recently downloaded the app Whatnot. Have you experienced Whatnot?
Mm-mm.
Whatnot is a really dumb app that no one should download onto their phone, but I'd heard about it enough and I saw it enough on Instagram that I had to. And I didn't have I have to take responsibility. I didn't have to, but I wanted to see what all the fuss was about. So I downloaded Whatnot, and basically Whatnot is this app where everyone's doing these online auctions all the time, and you can buy fucking anything on this app. And so I was watching, I was up till 5 a.m. the other night watching, this is like the stupidest fucking thing. I was watching a beauty auction because the person that was doing it, she had like all these like beauty devices and all these like fancy gadgets and all this shit. But she was like actually a delightful person to watch. Like every time someone got one of her gadgets, she'd be like, "Girl, you deserve it. You deserve it." And so I accidentally, because I didn't really know how to use the app, I was like fucking around with it. I accidentally won one of the auctions without realizing what I was doing, and I accidentally spent $150 on a device I didn't really need.
Oh no.
And then she goes, "Girl, you deserve it. You're gonna love it." I was like, "Yes, I do deserve it."
It makes you feel good when someone tells you deserve something like you actually worked for it. Can I ask what you got?
It's like something to do with the skin or something. I honestly don't even know what it was because I really didn't actually mean to bid on it. I was just hitting buttons, and all of a sudden I won an auction. But apparently it was allegedly a $6,000 product that I can get for $150. Which, I mean, I'm sure that's not actually true. Like whatever. But but you know what? It's gonna get delivered, and I'm gonna see what it is, and you know what? We'll see.
Let me know, because I was an advanced medical esthetician for almost 15 years.
It has to do with like UV light or something and skincare. So I don't know if that's good, but
let me know. Let me look at it. Like send me a picture or something. Let me see what it is. I'm dying. I have a suspicion. So let me see.
What do you think it is?
Well, if it's doing UV light, then it's gonna be. Let me see. It's a UVA or UVB. Did it say?
I don't fucking. It has all sorts of different light settings, and all the light settings do different things. I don't know.
Okay, so yeah, so you probably hold on. I gotta scratch my memory bank. So I quit my business a year ago, so I'm trying to think. It's like not a laser, but like it's oh my hell. Here, I just told you I was a professional for 15 years. Now I can't even think what these devices are. I just got rid of all that information. But so all kinds of different types of light will have different types of effects on the skin. Some help hair grow, some help the skin to tighten, some help get rid of dark spots, some help to detoxify, some help to kill bacteria. So there's all different kinds of things that you can do with light frequencies. And I doubt it's anything it won't be professional grade because you have to have a license for that. So you've got a
They say they do have a license to sell those.
no, license to sell is not what I mean. You have to have a license to buy certain kinds of light frequency and home care devices. Like if you can buy a derm, well, shit. My brain is just half dead. I'm so sorry. Been learning a lot of things and it's full now. But microdermabrasion, you can buy a microdermabrasion on Amazon, but it will not be professional grade because you do have to have a license to operate a professional grade microdermer. So things like that.
All right. Well, I guess we'll see. I'm going to be getting a mystery product in the mail. And then I want an auction with the same seller, but I actually meant to win that auction. And I'm getting a really nice hairbrush or something because everyone's always complaining about my hair. So I'm getting like really nice electric hairbrush that also has a blow dryer in it or something. So it can dry my hair.
Curler dryer brushes?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah. I'm getting one of those.
nice.
I got for like $30. It was pretty great. Yeah.
Those are so great. I was looking, I'm like, I got like a natural wave, but I thought, what if I just wanted to style it? I gave up on everything years ago.
And that was one of those auctions where I didn't actually mean to win that one, but I was like running the price up just to be a bitch because I was just fucking around. But I was like, if I win this, it won't be the end of the world, but I'm just like, I don't really care either way. And so then I ran the price up and I accidentally won.
Oh my God, Karlyn.
So that's my karma.
You deserve it, girl. You deserve that. Yeah.
That's my karma. I accidentally won the thing by bidding on it, to fuck over other people.
Yeah, you'll have to tell me what it is. I want to know.
All right.
Every emotion, a tuning fork. Are you choosing fear or freedom? Are you addicted to conflict or committed to clarity? Are you scrolling to escape or awakening to remember?
What's
The
wrong
split
with
is
that?
here, not in the sky,
I'm feeling defensive,
not
sir.
in space. It's in your nervous system. And the only portal is your awareness. If this message resonates, here's how you anchor the new earth frequency into your life. Quiet the noise. Create space for stillness. Tune in. Listen to your body's signals, dreams, intuitions. Heal. Let go of what doesn't belong to your future. Connect. Find your soul tribe, online or offline. Create. Art, music, intention. These are the languages of the 5D. Anchor light.
See, we're
Through
doing all those
kindness,
things.
presence,
Yeah.
and joy.
We're in the 5D, guys.
You
We're
don't
the
need
good
to fix
side.
the world.
Yeah.
You only need to remember who
We made
you
it,
are
yay.
and be it fully.
We made it.
If you've felt the shift, if you've seen the numbers, if you've heard the call in dreams or deja vu, then this message was for you. Tell us below, have you felt ascension symptoms?
Yes.
Have you had a dream of the new earth? We read every comment. You are not alone.
Oh, man.
This is a collective awakening, and your voice matters. Subscribe now.
Yeah,
Not
subscribe
just to a
now to our
channel.
YouTube channel. That'll change everything. All right, I thought that was pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, that was interesting.
That was insightful. All right, we got another video to watch tonight. We are going to be watching a lecture that Dolores did about life after death, and we're going to see what's going on.
Sweet. I'm going to go run to the little goddess room. I'll be right back while you get that all started.
All right. Cool. Ooh, look at this. This is very woo, guys. Ooh. Yeah, we're all communists now. It's over.
Well, the last two speakers, everybody was kind of funny and everything. I'm going to get serious now, so it'll be a turn.
Do it, Dolores.
But you probably know that I've written 15 books of my own, and that's when I started my publishing.
Doesn't she look like a Dolores? I feel like some people just look like their name and some people do not look like their name. And I feel like if I were to see her on the street and someone would be like what do you think her name is? I think I might actually pick Dolores just because I feel like she has that vibe to her.
Publishing company in 1992 after I had a lot of very bad experiences with other publishers. And so that's when I decided to do it myself.
Yeah, me too, Dolores.
Now have about 20 different authors, so I think even more than that. And we have...
Listen, I just want to say, and I'm kind of stalling until Jennifer comes back, Dolores just outlined my entire approach to all of my content now, which is in regards to my book writing. I had so many bad experiences with different publishers that I just decided to do it my fucking self. And now I can write books whenever I want about whatever topic I want on any timetable I want. I can publish other people too if I want, which I will be doing someday. Not yet because I have a lot of books I need to work out of my system, but someday I do have a vision of having other authors under the Red Menace Press banner at some point. But it's just like, I realized that other people really suck at doing what I want them to do. And so I did it myself. Damn it. I'm doing it myself. I don't know if you heard any of that, Jennifer.
No, well, all I heard was she looks like a Dolores, and I thought that was funny because I was just thinking Dolores is one of my favorite old lady names, like Gladys and
Gladys is a good name too. Yeah. Let's see. We got a super chat. By the way, thank you for this. Not only do I get a commie break, I learned something. See?
Yay.
We are happy to please. We are happy to please.
Service.
She does look like a Dolores, though. No, what she was saying is she's like, I had really bad experiences with my publisher, so I decided to do it myself. And I was like,
Nice.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's how we do. That is how we do.
Yep.
After I had a lot of very bad experiences with other publishers. And so that's when I decided to do it myself. And I have... now
Mildred.
have about 20
Mildred's
different
a good name.
authors, so I think even more than that. And we have at least 5 or 6 more under contract. It'll be published very soon. So there's a lot of work to all of this.
Gertrude.
So who would have known when I started out 30 years ago that all this was going to happen? But I think most of you, I see so many faces that I recognize. So I don't think I'm going to have to tell you much about what I do. A lot of you, I think I know from my classes, from my lectures, from the UFO conference we've been putting on for 20 years.
From the UFO conference?
Who I am.
I'm going to win one of these days.
I'm a hypnotherapist, and I've been doing hypnosis for 40 years.
Listen, man, you can make a career out of anything. Dolores has made a career out of being a psychic and a hypnotist and UFO conferences and publishing woo-woo spiritual books. Don't ever this is the other thing about like perception being reality. Someone tried to tell me earlier today, they're like, Karlyn, you can't go undercover anymore. I mean, I responded to them. I was like, don't fucking tell me what I can and cannot do. Like, don't ever fucking tell someone what they can and cannot do. People can do whatever they want to.
Absolutely. Well, and now that you're in that parallel reality, maybe people won't even see you.
Well, that's actually like unironically, like, I mean, people have asked me like, how do you keep going undercover and people don't recognize that it's you? And I've talked about how like, okay, I wear a disguise, I change my hair, I do this, I get different glasses, I wear a mask and all this stuff. But like unironically, I do also ask my guides to make me invisible to people so that like they don't see me. Like they like I might be right in front of them, but it's like think about how many people in that you interact with on a day-to-day basis that you're in the same room as, but nothing about them particularly registers to you or anything like that, or you pass the same person on the street every day because you always have the same routine. And but do you know each other? Could you describe what they looked like if you had a gun to your head? Probably not.
Most people like we just kind of we register that they're human. We register that they have human features. The rest of it's kind of a blur, really, unless something has sharpened your mind to remember it for some reason.
And also another thing that I do is when I'm in a city that maybe I don't know, or like I'm by myself somewhere that maybe I really shouldn't be by myself, I always ask my guides or angels, like, make me invisible to anyone who would do me harm. Like, just make me invisible. Like, they cannot even see me. And then I just like walk as though I'm invisible to those people. And I don't know, maybe it's just a placebo, but nothing's ever happened to me like that.
Practical magic.
Mm-hmm.
Years. And that was why during that time I developed my own technique. And I'm teaching it now all over the world. I just did 4 classes in this last month alone. I'm now teaching it at the college in New Mexico. To me, that is a big mark. It's the only college in the United States that is giving a 4-year course in natural medicine and alternative medicine.
No shit.
Alternative healing. And they're going to be teaching aromatherapy, homeopathy, acupuncture. So they wanted me to be a part of all of this. And they're going to give a BS, a Bachelor of Science, for those who complete the entire 4 years. And they're the only ones. And I told them, you're real groundbreakers here. You're starting something that's
I'll
really
have a BS.
big.
A BS
Because in my work, I see this happening because I talk to so many healers and alternative workers, and I have many doctors for clients who are switching over because they're tired of the medical profession. They're wanting to go into the natural medicine field. So I see it happening, I think, more than most people. But I told the college, I said, I think as soon as the other colleges get wind of this, they're going to want to do the same thing.
Yo.
But this is
actually like unironically true. Chad says, also, Karlyn, you probably can empathically share others' energy that also makes you seem to be a part of them, but it also explains why every undercover takes so much and puts so much energy to and from you. Listen, like that's like, I've talked about this, like there is a spiritual cost to going undercover every single time. It's like you get all fired up, but also I have to put myself in a state where like I am these people, and that's how I'm able to interact with them without them like having any sort of suspicion or anything like that. And it really does drain me. And like, and you saw this directly because you went undercover with me one time. It was like at the end of a day, I'm so teed up that I'm almost like, like regardless of whether I get like you know, possessed by a demon or not. Like it's like there's a very like it's like I don't know how to describe it, but it's almost like I have to suppress a lot of myself when I'm doing it. And so by the end of the day, I'm teed off and like I'm ready to fucking go. And if you do anything, you're gonna fucking set me off because I'm just like, like fuck this shit, like whatever.
Yeah. I always exuded an energy vibe of calmness, tranquility, balance. Anytime I interacted with you when we were undercover, especially at the end of the day, at lunch and at the end of the day, because you were ready to like talk. And I'm like, good, okay. You know, down here, let's safe space. And you did really good. You did great. I mean, it was, and I'm glad, I think also it was probably really fun for you to have someone to bounce off of after all that too.
Yes. I mean, it was definitely a better experience than just being like by myself at the bar, just like,
and then come to my place and get fucking absolutely blasted on homemade hooch and watch a weird freaking movie on movie night.
Oh man, you should have seen, because like when I was at the Socialism conference in Chicago, I was by myself for like 3 days with the socialists, right? You should have seen the level of DoorDash that I was ordering every night to comfort myself. And I was just like, I would get the most like ridiculous shit. Like the last night I got like this massive steak dinner with all these like appetizers. I just had this whole fucking, but that was how I was like kind of coping and bringing myself down after being like undercover with communists for 3 straight days. I was just like eating all this fucking crazy food.
No,
but it works.
Legitimately, eating is the most visceral, realistic way to ground yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we always pass bread and cakes at the end of ritual. It's why we always eat after we do ritual, after we pray. It's the grounding of it.
Mm-hmm.
Department of Integrative Medicine at the Northern University, Northern New Mexico College. And so I'm going to be teaching there now every year, and they're giving 1.5 college credits for my class. So this is coming up. And I'm going back to Moscow this summer, and be speaking at an international conference there on natural medicine.
Dolores,
Those of you who
Russian
have taken my
spy.
class and know about it is that I found a way to do instant.
Unironically, she's a Russian spy now. You are vibrationally invisible because the physical is an expression of the vibrational. Yup, that's exactly right. Yep. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Instantaneous healing with my work. And in Moscow, they were talking the other night on the phone. They're thinking of asking me if they can have a school in Moscow that will teach my method. And that means I'll have to go back there every year to make sure they're doing it correctly. And this is a group of doctors who are trying to unite all of the natural healers in the world. So it's like, the average person has no idea how big this is becoming. We're like the underground.
Mm-hmm.
People don't know what's really going on, but I think it's getting ready to explode to where it's really going to be mainstream, going away from the drugs and the surgery to where we can heal ourselves with our mind, and we can use herbs and the natural forms of healing. That's the way it's supposed to be, the way it used to be, and we're going back to that. So I feel really honored to be in the middle of all of this, in addition to everything else I got to do. Not like I don't have anything to do. Okay, but I'm going to talk about my book about life after death. That's what I meant. We're going a little serious here for a little bit.
All right. I got to pee. I'll be right back.
Because
Okay.
I talk at this also at ashrams all over the world. And they said it goes along perfectly with their teachings, with the Hindu religion. So I'm involved with a lot of different religions too, because it makes so much sense. But in my work, when you do the past life regressions, in order to do it correctly, you must take the person through the death experience. And a lot of hypnosis classes say, no, don't touch that, it's dangerous. It is not, because I've done thousands and thousands of people, and I've had them die in every way imaginable you could think of. And nobody's been harmed if you know what you're doing. And that's why I know it can't hurt. But during all that time, the 30 years I've been doing the past life regressions steadily, I took so many people through the death experience, because in the death experience, sometimes the answer for the problems in this lifetime. Phobias, allergies, you can see where that would come from, the way they died in the other life. But also medical things that are wrong with the body go back to the way they died in the other lifetime. So all of this is very important. So I found by taking hundreds of people back to the past lives and bringing them back through the death experience, they all described it the same way. They all said the same thing. So this is not near death. This is what I'm going to tell you about, is what they described as real death, what really happens when you die and when you cross over.
All right, I'm back.
Because near death, you go so far. You have to come back. But this is what happens whenever you go all the way. And I usually give a longer lecture, so I'm going to try to stick to the main points, and then we'll see if you have any questions. Because I encompass just about everything you could possibly want to know in this subject. Okay, what I found out, well, people say this makes them to where they're not afraid anymore when they find these things out. And also they like to know if somebody has died, they want to know where they went. So these are important things to know about. Okay, when the person goes through the death experience and they're dying, they said the first thing, they feel very cold. Then the next instant, they're standing by the bed looking down at the body. It's that quick. They say it's just like getting up from one chair and sitting down in another chair. You just slide right out of the body. So they're standing next to the bed looking down at the body, and they'll say, gee, I didn't know I looked that bad. And believe me, the last thing they'd want to do is go back into that body. Usually it's sick or it's diseased and there's no hope of it ever getting well. They don't want to go back to it, because the next thing that comes into their mind is, hey, I'm out of there. I'm free. I can go anywhere I want. I can do anything I want. So that's what they want to do. They want to go on. They want to go home, really. It's the people who are left behind are the ones who grieve about it. They want them to stay with them. But do you really want them to be back in a body like that most of the time there's no hope for them?
Yeah.
It's better to realize, let them go, because when you hold on to it, you're being selfish. It's just for yourself. I want.
You know, I've never, like, since I learned this stuff, so I wasn't really into this stuff when my grandfather died, and he died in a car accident, so it was, like, actually, like, very sudden. And that sucked, and I was really upset because I loved my grandfather very, very much. But, like, but when both my grandmothers died, I had already learned this, and so it was actually very easy for me and it wasn't that I didn't love my grandmothers, it was like, "Oh, okay, well, they lived a long and good life, man, and they did a lot of stuff, and that, you know what, it's time for them to go, and that's totally fine." And so I wasn't actually as sad when my grandmothers died because I was like, they're fucking fine. Like,
Yeah.
they're fine.
Yeah, I had a similar experience because I haven't had any tragic deaths on either side of my family, gratefully and blessedly. So that's been really nice. It's like when everybody went, it was like their time, and when they did, it was like, okay, and you cry because you miss them and you love them, but then it's like, that they've moved on, and this is really good. And I think I had a harder time my animals went, but with people, it's like it feels like it's a more conscious experience. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree.
I'm going to miss them. I want them to be with me. I don't know what I'll do without you, that kind of thing. It's a selfish thing, because really the parts I'm going to go through is you make a contract when you come in. And in this contract, you also make an exit plan.
Man, I hope I made a good
So all of this
freaking
is
exit
planned
plan.
before you ever come into the life.
You choose
so
when you die.
the person is ready to go on.
And
They have
how?
completed their mission. They have completed everything they were supposed to do. They don't know this consciously, but it is part of a plan. So the person who is grieving doesn't understand that. It's time for them to go. They are going back home. And you have to continue with your life as part of your plan and your contract. Anyway, the first thing they say is, "Oh boy, I'm out of here. I'm going to get to leave. I can go home." And I've found you are never alone. This is one of the greatest fears people have. They think when they die they're going to be alone, going into the great unknown. That's not what happens. You are never alone. You're never alone when you're alive either, but you don't realize that. Because when you come into a lifetime, you have a guardian angel, if you want to call it that, a guardian angel or a guide that is assigned to you specifically. They have to be with you your entire lifetime. They have to take care of you. They have to be there for you. And they love to help you, but they can't interfere. They can only help if you ask for help. And if you do, boy, do they take over. But sometimes it can be a deceased relative that is assigned to you to be your guardian angel. But you do have one.
So I think
And
that's
if your life
actually a really important point. I just want to, like, pause and emphasize for people. It's like, you have to ask for help. They're not just going to help you just because you're having a hard time. And if you look up at the sky and you shake your fist and you say, "Why is this so hard? Why aren't you helping me?" Did you fucking ask?
Yeah.
Did you? They will, like, and this is, I've experienced this to be true over and over and over again. It's like, when you ask for help, now they might not give you help in the way that you want it. Like, don't get it. They might not do that. But, like, there will always be something that comes at some point. They also may not give you help exactly the moment that you want it, because it might not be the best time for you to get the help at that particular moment. But it's just like, you have to, like, ask and be open to receiving it, because you have free will. And if you want to suffer and you want to make things harder on yourself than they need to be, and you don't want anyone to come in and fix your problems for you because you're too proud to ask, because you got an ego and you think you know everything when you fucking don't, it's like, they're not going to help you because you have free will. You're allowed to suffer.
Absolutely. And I love what you said about, like, be careful what you ask for, because they have a better idea of your plan and agreements than you do. So if you're like, sometimes we give up and go, "I just want some help," it's because you're being a whiny bitch, not because you actually want help. You just want something to be solved for you so you don't have to do it. And
Mhm.
sometimes the answer is no. You figure it out, Cupcake. That's why you're here.
Yeah.
And I
But
have heard that a lot.
but maybe they'll send you some inspiration. Maybe
Yeah.
you will get a sign. Maybe you will have someone show up in your life that has something that you need in order to do the thing you want. So they're not like going to come in and fix the fucking problem for you, but they can inspire you. They
Yeah.
can, you know, make coincidences happen so that you meet someone that maybe you wouldn't have but you, again, it's like you have to be open to that. Like you have to be open to taking that phone call or sending someone that message. If you're like I've had this happen too. It's like, why don't you message that person? I'm like, why? I don't really need anything from them. But like you send the message, oh Karlyn, what about this and blah, 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 what about that other thing? And maybe I want to give this to you. I'm like, oh, okay. Okay, thank you. Mhm.
I was also thinking that we learn what questions to ask. We learn what help to ask for, just like you were saying, signs or the person or just all of a sudden something shows. I have had the most interesting opportunities pop up because I was scrolling through YouTube one day. You know,
Yeah.
you're one of them. You know, you just like
Yeah.
came across my feed or I think I was actually on Facebook, and it's like, wow, it was life altering, and I had no idea it was going to be life altering, and you had no idea you were going to, you know, meet me or any of these amazing people in our community, have interacted and helped each other. You never know what kind of, sometimes you don't know what kind of help you need. So when you just say, I just need help, think about what you need. What is it you need help with? I need a new friend group. I would like to open myself to new bonding with new people that are my equals and my, you know, my people that I can relate to, my tribe. I'm looking for my clan. So learn how to be specific with that, and it will come faster for you and more easily. And be open to it when it shows up. Because like I know a couple people that they're always asking for this, that, and the other thing. And then when it shows up, they're like, and then they get all tight and freaked out, and then they
Yep.
clam up and scared. And it's like, why are you asking? Stop it. You're obviously happy where you are.
It's like people make all these excuses because they're afraid or they're or maybe they've had I don't know, they're being triggered for some reason. And no, that's and that's part of why I think like you have to ask, because it's like in the asking, you are to some extent saying, I'm open to receiving. But if you don't ask at all, like what are the chances that if you end up, if your spirit guide took you up and they put you on a plane next to someone and you're sitting side by side with someone for like 11 hours or whatever, and that person has like everything you need. Maybe that person's a fucking billionaire and you don't know what he can invest in your project. Maybe that person just has a connection that you wouldn't know about. And if you're just totally not open to like any of these things, you're not going to strike up a conversation with that person after you've had a couple free champagnes or whatever on the plane. Like you're just not going to do it. You're going to go to sleep or whatever, and you're going to ignore it, and you're going to miss out on an opportunity when like literally everything that you needed was sitting right fucking next to you. You just didn't know it.
Yeah. You have to, it kind of goes back to luck favors the prepared, even though it wouldn't necessarily be luck, but it would be, if you want to open yourself to these opportunities, be ready when they show up. You know, what would you do if the universe says yes, you can have this? Are you ready for yes? And if you are, get onto it. Let's go.
Yeah. And this is the last thing I'm going to say on this, but like think about if you've had a friend in your life where like you try to help them over and over and over and over and over again, and like there's just nothing you can fucking do because they don't actually really want help. I mean, they might cry and whine and complain and use you to vent to and all this stuff, but then you say, how about you try this? And they're like, me. Or they like, okay, I'm not right. They come back, how about we try this? How about we do this other thing? And they just don't want any solution. The same is true of the universe. The universe wants to give you things, and if you say, meh, like you are turning down the beautiful coincidences of life because you might not be fucking ready for it. It's like someone's old. So the universe is never going to get pissed off. God is never going to love you any less. But at some point, the universe is going to say, "All right, you're not ready for this. We're not going to send you any more shit until you come and ask us for it."
Well, and if your path is really meant to be there, and you're really digging your heels, sometimes you will be dropped in that, whether you're ready for it or not, to get you into the mindset of it. And I mean, just like, oh, I wish I could fly like that. Wish granted, kick, you know, wow, shit, you know. Yeah, that's it. Be ready.
It's a little complicated. You may have more than one. You can have as many as 4, all taking care of different things. And if your life takes a sudden turn in a different direction, sometimes these guides will change places, and another one will come in that has more expertise in your field that you're going into. So you always have somebody there. So whenever you actually die and leave the body, you always have someone, I call them the greeters. Someone will come to meet you and take you where you're supposed to go. Now, all of you have probably been with somebody dying in a hospital and they see unseen people around the bed. Have you ever had that happen? Usually it's deceased relatives. They see them standing around the bed. This is very real. The doctors and the nurses try to say, well, it's just the drugs or the oxygen deprivation because they're dying. No, it's very real. And I've had other nurses say it happens a lot, that they will see people there, and you notice they're always very happy. So-and-so is here, and they know they're going to go with them, husband, relative, or whatever it is. So if they aren't there, the guide or guardian angel will be there, but you'll always have somebody to take you where you're supposed to go. So then they're taken to the other side. Now, usually when I'm talking to an audience, I say, how many of you have ever had near-death experiences? There's always people in the audience that say they have had near-death experiences. I don't care what the doctors say, it's very, very real. That I've had enough proof of it in my work, I know it's very real. But in most of the near-death experiences, the person either going through a tunnel or they're going out of their body, they are going toward a huge light. And they never reach that light. They usually are turned back before they get to that light. Usually there's somebody there who says, are you sure you want to go? You have a choice, but maybe it'd be better if you go back. Your family needs you. Things like that. But sometimes there's someone there to give you a choice if you want to return or do you really want to go on. It's your decision. But whenever they decide to go back, they never go all the way to that bright light. I found out what that bright light is. This is why they don't actually die, because they don't go all the way. The bright light is a huge energy source. You may even want to call it God if you want to, but it's a powerful energy source. And when you actually do leave your body and die, you go through that light. And when you go through that light, the silver cord is severed at that time.
Oof.
You're all attached with a silver cord, our spirit, which is the real you, and the body the entire time you're alive.
Oh.
Because every night you go out of your body. Everybody does.
Yep.
The spirit, the real you, imagine how bored it would get sitting around waiting for the body to wake up. The body's what gets tired. The real you doesn't. And so it's sitting around waiting for you to get up. Okay, let's get on with it. As soon as the body goes to sleep, you're out of there, having all kinds of adventures. Thing. You're going to the...
Go ahead.
I've heard, I used to do some transcendental meditations and stuff. And I'm sure that you have no idea that I'm kind of a control freak and it's really hard for me to let go sometimes. So I
had no idea, Jennifer.
Yeah, it's a surprise. I know. Yeah. So it's hard. It is really hard for me to let go. And a friend of mine was like, honestly, you have a silver cord that you're attached to. So when you're going, and if let's say you go and you actually see something, you actually transport somewhere, which I have done, then he goes, if you feel lost, follow your cord home. You just follow that back. That's how you'll never get lost. It will always snap you back. And I'm like, oh, cool. And then I was like, pretty okay. I was like, all right, cool. I can do this. Because I had this sensation of being lifted up like I was in a hot air balloon and no mooring, no grounding, no, and I'm like, I don't know what's happening. I don't know where I'm going to go. So it like really kind of flipped me out. And he's like, you won't get lost. Your silver cord will always snap you back. I'm like, oh, okay. That makes me feel way, way, way better.
There you go.
Spirit side, you're talking to your guides and your masters and getting instructions, or you're off anywhere you want to go in the world, seeing people, looking in on them, whatever you want to do, or you can go off to other planets, other dimensions. You do this every night, but you don't know it because, well, you're not supposed to know it for one thing, it'd be too confusing. But the only way you remember is if you have dreams of flying or dreams of strange, unfamiliar places. So we're off having all these adventures every night. And in toward morning, when it's time to get back to the body, we are connected with the silver cord the whole time. You're reeled in, so to speak. They reel you back in to where you're back in the body again. Then the body has to wake up and you're ready to continue your daily work.
That's like
so
when
whenever
you
you
wake up
actually
suddenly.
die, you go
Go ahead.
Why, when you wake up suddenly, it feels like you just landed.
Yeah.
If you've ever had that experience, you're just like, and it feels like you dropped into the bed sometimes. It's because you weren't there, and all of a sudden it was like, bah, and your soul is whizzed back, and your whole being is shocked from the experience.
Man, so this is why they say don't walk into the light if you're having like a near-death experience,
Don't
because
go to
the
the
light
light.
will sever the silver cord. So that's it. Like you walk into that fucking light, and that's it. You're not coming back this time.
You're done.
through this energy source. At that time, the silver cord is severed immediately by the energy. When that happens, you cannot return to the body again.
It's over.
That's the spark of life. Once that spark of life has left the body, it begins to deteriorate immediately. If you ever watch someone die, you know something's gone, it's left. At that point, the body begins to deteriorate. Then you're on the other side and you cannot come back. The only way you have ghosts, you have people coming back and giving messages, apparitions, but it's not the actual person because they can't come back into the body again. So once you get over there, you're met with great love. There is no hell.
Yeah.
There isn't.
Yeah.
I've done thousands and thousands of cases. There is no hell.
No hell.
Hell is an invention of the church, and you can see
Exactly,
why.
Dolores.
It was never in the Bible. It was never, it's something that has been invented. There is no hell. A loving God would not do that to people. You are allowed to make all the mistakes you want. You're allowed to come back and do it again and again till you get it right.
You can be as dumb as you want.
See, doesn't that make more sense though? It's like there is not a single perfect human life, and I don't care what people say about fucking Jesus was not perfect, okay? Jesus was gallivanting around in fucking India for God knows how long, doing God knows what fucking drugs he was doing in India.
Oh, hell
He
yeah.
was sleeping with a prostitute when he came in. It's like, come on, Jesus was not perfect either. Like you're allowed to make mistakes because mistakes are part of the human experience.
Yep. Sin is a man-made construct, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Make a mistake and throw you into an oven. It doesn't work that way. You have to realize you have made mistakes. Earth is a school, but it's a school you come here to learn lessons.
Thank you.
But it's a school where you can't skip a grade, but you can have to repeat a grade.
Yeah, so
You
real.
don't get it right. You have to come back and do it again until you get it right. You can't go from kindergarten to...
I have fucking actively thought about, like, there are people that I'm genuinely fucking pissed off at in this lifetime because I'm like, you stupid motherfucker, you are going to cause me to relive a whole fucking life just because you are being an arrogant, stubborn fucking prick.
You can end the agreement.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Because agreements can be ended and redrawn with other people while we're incarnated.
How do you do that?
Oh, that might be a long topic, but I mean, not something we want, because like this is a long video, so like we can talk about that. But yeah,
Maybe we'll do that another day.
You can do. You do it in the astral, but you can use meditation and spell work to accomplish it. I have severed 3 agreements since I've been here and opened up for new learning experiences.
Man, see, I like cord
Yes,
cutting
ding 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 is right. Ding ding ding.
But the thing is, like, there are people that like I've done literally multiple cord cutting ceremonies with, where I'm just like, I'm fucking over it. Like, you need to go the fuck away now, and it doesn't fucking work.
Well, it's probably the agreement that needs to be addressed, not the cord, because they can always reattach. I had one that kept reattaching for years and years and years. I just had to keep pulling it. It's like plucking a hair every time it grows back until the root is so damaged it can't grow back. But there's with agreements, you have to kind of burn them, if you will.
Yeah. What do you guys think of lucid dreaming? I've had
Ooh.
one lucid dream in my life, and it was one of honestly like the freakiest experiences of my life because I feel like it was like everything was real life, but I also knew I was dreaming. But it was
Yeah.
like I could feel everything, and it was just the most bizarre thing.
And you can control some of it. And
Yeah.
yeah, I love lucid dreaming. I love when I realize I'm in a world and it's not like I'm dreaming and I can do things. It's like I just realized I'm in a world where I have more power. And I go, "Oh, I think I can do this here." And I try it and I can. And it's like, "Ooh." And I'm teaching myself some skills with that occasionally whenever it happens. I'll teach myself
Ooh.
some new skills. And I actually got a little mischievous in one of them, which I feel a little guilty for, but oh well.
Well, it was a dream, so it's okay.
It's all right. Yeah, it's not real.
College. It's impossible. You have to learn the lessons, and the lessons are not easy. Earth is a school where you learn emotions and limitations. Those are the two main things, emotions and limitations. Those are not taught on other planets. This is a very challenging planet. So you come here to learn these things, and it's all important lessons. I tell people, everyone has bad things that happen in their life. Mm-hmm. That's life. But what did you learn from that bad thing? If you learned even one thing, that was the reason for the experience. If you say you didn't learn anything, you're going to have to come back and repeat it again, the same circumstance.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's all teaching us something. And that's what it's all about. It's not easy. Life is not easy. The problem is, when we come back, we don't remember why we came for. But I'm getting ahead of myself.
There are ways to find out.
Okay. Once you get over there, I have found 3 different places that you can go to. Now, you go to the place that you are tuned to by your vibration and your frequency, because you can't go to anything else. You have to be vibrating at that frequency. And as you become more advanced, if you learn more, each time you die, you'll go a little higher and a little higher. Different places over there, because of the vibration and frequency will match as you grow. And you don't want to keep what I call the wheel of karma. You just keep going round and around and around, making the same mistakes. You're not going anywhere. You're not advancing. You're not doing anything. You're just playing the same old game again and again. That's what we have to get out of that rut. So the 3 places that I have found, it's the lower astral is what I'm going to talk about first, the lower astral. And of course, all these places are divided into many other compartments, also depending on your frequency. The lower astral, I don't think anybody in this room is going to have to worry about. Those are those people who we might consider earthbound. They have lived in such a negative life that they don't realize they can go anywhere else. All they know is life. And these are like the ones who are the murderers, the drug addicts, the alcoholics, the ones that they just don't want to come out of where they are, the very negative people. When they die, they don't know they're dead because they think they're still alive. They don't know anything is going on. And they're so confused because they have died in this kind of a condition that they keep trying to get back into bodies, which you cannot do. I have found there is no such thing as possession, there is no such thing as demonics, because the soul is protected solely by a shield. But they will try, and you can be influenced if you're drinking or if you're on drugs, you can be influenced by these kind of entities. But see, they don't realize
I don't know if we can blame it solely on that.
And what they're trying to do is get the same sensations they had through osmosis, hanging around people who are drinking or who are on drugs or who are killing people in back alleys, trying to get the same sensations and pleasures they had when they were alive. Well, the greeter, the one who's supposed to take them on, is there. And they're shaking their heads saying, well, when are you going to get here? No, I'm here. You're supposed to go on. But they get so involved in it. But after a while, it's like, this is boring. I can't get the same sensations. I can't do it. I can't get back into what they thought they were supposed to get into. It's boring. There must be something more to it. At that point, they look around and they see the one who has been sent to take them on. They said, "Are you ready to go now?" And so they'll go with him. And they're always met with great love because they know they just went down a wrong path. And all they have to do is they have to go to schools, they have to take lessons on that side so they can be ready to come back again. You come back too soon, you're not ready because it's that negativity will carry over. So that's the lower astral. And I don't think anybody here is going to have to worry about that, but you should know it's there. The middle astral is, I think, the equivalent of what the churches call heaven. It's very beautiful, it's very wonderful. They've all described it the same way, that there's a beautiful lake, there's hills around the lake, there's all kinds of houses. If you decide your idea of heaven is to live in a house just like you just left, or maybe one that's better, maybe you want to live in a castle, you can have it. Your idea of what is the best, what is your idea of heaven? That's where you will go to, what kind of a house. If you decide you want to spend eternity living in this house with your friends, your relatives who have died, that's your idea of eternity, you can have it. That's what the churches usually talk about as heaven. It's extremely beautiful. There's music in the air. They said the colors are so vibrant that some people who have had near-death experiences bring back that memory of the colors, especially the flowers. There's huge gardens, and the colors are so extraordinary. You've never seen anything like it. And they remember when they come back from near-death experiences, they say, even the molecules of the plants and things seem to be vibrating for a while after they get back because
it's like being
they
on
have that
mushrooms.
memory of the colors in their mind.
Yeah.
And I asked them one time, is that an imitation of Earth, our plants and flowers?
I wonder if this
They
is
said,
one of the
no,
creation
Earth
planes.
is a very poor
Maybe.
imitation of what's over there. If you could imagine flowers that never die, roses that are always
Isn't
perfect,
that interesting? Isn't that interesting? It's like people intuitively, without even realizing it, are trying to create what is waiting for them, which they've experienced before because they've lived many lives before. So they know on some like innate level that this exists, and they're trying to create these kind of like, it's like Timu flowers on Earth or whatever that will never match up to the flowers in the spirit realm and all this stuff, but like they're trying to recreate those things because they have that memory of them.
So you're saying we're bringing that back with us, and now we're making like AI, some of the AI stuff that's out there of fantasy. Yeah, it's very possible. I mean, yeah, it's always looking for the greener grass, perhaps, or just
the grass
missing
is always greener.
it. Just
damn.
missing it, maybe. Yeah, it could be.
It's what it's like over there. So it's extremely beautiful. So they go and they're living with their relatives, doing everything they ever wanted to do, and it's the idea of a perfect heaven. The only problem is it doesn't last.
Yeah, I was gonna.
That's not the way it is. What are you learning if you just had it perfect forever? So after a little bit, a knock will come at the door, and they'll say, okay, you're ready to go up and do the review of your life. And they'll say, what do you mean? I'm perfectly happy right here. I don't want to go anywhere. This is heaven. I don't want to go anywhere. So, see, no, that's not the way it works. You know, you've been here for a little while, but now we got to move on. So they take them up to the review board. And there are boards, there are elders, there's masters. They can't tell you what to do, but they're there to advise you. So you go up and look, and they're going to show you your life. They show you everything you have ever done, every word you've ever said, everybody you have ever touched or hurt or anything. And believe me, this is not easy to look at.
I don't want to do this part.
They're showing it very objectively, but they don't show
I think
it.
spending some time in heaven sounds nice. Just to kind of like, you know, give me some space between this life and then the review. But by the time we get to the review, we're not as emotionally attached to everything either. So it's not going to feel like we're on trial or anything like that.
I feel like I'm going to be served a laundry list of the people that I've insulted on Twitter and blocked over the years that I then trigger to like the end of insanity, because apparently when I block someone on Twitter, they lose their fucking mind about me for the rest of their fucking lives. And so I feel like I'm just going to be like, Karlyn, you're going to have to experience everyone that you have ever blocked on Twitter and what they felt in that moment when you blocked them, and probably the insult that you hurled at them before you blocked them that they then couldn't respond to because you already blocked them.
I mean, I don't know if Twitter is really going to play a role in the review, but I mean, possibly. It would be pretty funny.
Well, I'm just saying that there are a lot of people that do have very strong emotions when I block them on Twitter. And for me, like, I don't really, I'm like, I don't fucking know you, like, go the fuck away. But there are people, Jennifer, that they hold on to that for literally years. There are people, like, I'm continually shocked, like, when people tell me, like, you blocked me for doing this 4 years ago, and that really hurt my feelings. Like, this has actually happened to me many, many times where people have come to me on a different platform, or they met me at some sort of event or something, and they talk about the deep emotional trauma that I inflicted on them by blocking them on Twitter.
Oy vey, get a hobby, baby.
I know.
You know, honestly, I think this is more harm related. Like, if harm was done, it's not like if their lesson is how to let go of things and they're constantly hanging on to things, that's their problem. You didn't harm them. They just aren't learning. They aren't getting over things. So I think, like, but if you did actual damages, I know I've hurt people. I mean, you know, whether or not it was intentional, they're still going to say, you did this, you did that. And it's not a judgment. It's just, this is how you did things, you know, and that's it. So it's just a review. It's not a judgment or anything, but I would be inclined to think it's more about if actual harm was done versus just some asshole on Twitter that just is having a freaking issue.
Viewpoint of you looking at it. They show it from the perspective of everybody you were involved with. You begin to see it from their eyes, from their viewpoint. And believe me, that hurts, because all of a sudden they'll say, I didn't know I hurt them like that. I didn't know what I said affected them that way. Because, you know, we do that. We go through life. We don't pay attention to what we're doing to people. But over there, you see it, and you see exactly what you've done and exactly the way it affected the other people. I think if more people understood this, we'd be kinder to people, knowing it's going to come back on us, because you don't put yourself in their position. But if you see what you have actually done to that person, then suddenly you say, I've got to repay this. This is what's karma. I can't let this go by. I have to do something to repay what I have done to that person. So then you talk to the other soul. You say, well, we didn't do such a good job, did we? Maybe we ought to go back and do it again. This time you be the husband, I'll be the wife. You be the mother, I'll be the child. Because you can switch roles around any way you want. It doesn't make any difference. It's all a play anyway. It's just a game. It's all a play. I've had people go through the death experience, and when they're up on the other side looking down at it, they'll say, it was just a play. I see all the actors in the wings getting ready to come on and play their parts and put on their costumes. It didn't mean anything. But they said, when I was there, it was so intense. It was so much emotion. And I was in the middle of all of this. But they said, from over here, it's like a blink of an eye.
Okay, go ahead.
So I love this point that Ding 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 just brought up. And also I love your name so much. It just makes me incredibly happy. This soft karma, I haven't heard that term, but it makes total sense to me in that, because there have been times where I realize, oh crap, I really did that person dirty. I was so wrong on doing that thing. And if I learn it here, and I've learned it here in this incarnation, and I think about it, like, what should I have done? How should I have treated that differently? I can make my amends here. I don't have to go through and have a big karmic cycle with them. But I think that's what the Christians might refer to as repentance. But if you can really internalize that lesson, like, and I don't mean like, oh, that was bad of me, I'm sorry, I feel really bad, you know, no, but like, you really realize, man, I really
actually fucked up.
that was bad. Yeah. And then You can, and there have been some meditations that I have done where I have brought that person to me, the spiritually, obviously, and had a conversation with them and talked it out and said, listen, I am really sorry I did that to you. And that spirit will get the message and the karma will be resolved.
I really wish there were some people who would do that to me on this lifetime. I'm gonna say there's some people that I really wish would have that realization that they did me dirty and they would just apologize or something. I'm just saying.
Even spiritually.
Even spirit. You know what? If they apologize spiritually, I'm gonna feel it on some level.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's apologizing spiritually, and you know who you are. Like can you just fucking admit that you were wrong?
Oh my God. I noticed that people that I have milled over in my head over and over, like relived the trauma over and over, are people that I still, it's just unresolved, and it pisses me off. But I think the ones that really did me dirty, that have apologized on some level, I suddenly just don't obsess about them anymore. I don't think about it. It doesn't hurt me to think about them. I don't feel the guilt or the trauma. No, I won't feel the guilt because they're the ones who are wrong, but I don't feel the trauma or the anger or the upset, the anxiety that goes along with it. I don't feel that anymore at all. And I'm wondering if that's how certain things can be resolved. And the couple of hoe bag bitches that are still out there that owe me an apology any minute now, please, because I really don't want to do this again with you another life.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You need to save both of us from needing to relive this life again. Yeah. This is your fucking fault. You fucked up. You don't want to admit it. I don't want to live another. See, this is where I start to give. I don't want to live another life for you, motherfucker. Like, just admit that you were.
I really don't. Yeah, but I mean, again, that's where I break the contract. But that would mean, in this case, if someone has wronged me, it is on them. That's not something I can break. So that means I either have to say, hey, listen, have them learn that rest of that lesson with someone else. I'm not interested. I don't want it. I am tired of that person. I can smell their energy from here, and I am sick of how they smell. Have them go learn it with someone else. I'm done.
Man, there is one person in particular that I'm like dealing with this issue with, where it's like, and the issue is that I know that they were wrong, and I know that they're reliving it in their heads and they're trying to figure out what to do about it. And I know that they've been really close to apologizing to me on a couple occasions, and then they pull themselves back because they don't want it. They're stubborn. It's because they're fucking Taurus and they don't want to fucking admit that they were fucking wrong in the first place, but they know that they were. And this is the cycle that I know is going on in their head because I can read their energy like I can read a book. And it's like, and it's just like, I'm like sitting there staring at them. I'm like, are you going to do it yet? Are you going to do it yet? Are you going to do it yet? And they fucking know it too. And they know I'm looking at them, and it's like they like, I know, and they know I know. And it's like, we're both kind of just like staring at each other, and they're just like, not going to do it.
Yeah. You and your stubborn size. So we're on to Tauruses now. Is that it?
No, there's only one Taurus, and this is and I'm waiting for them to apologize. So they're not even really a factor right now because they need to fucking apologize, or they at least need to like own up. Like, I don't even need an apology. They just need to own up to, like, this wasn't actually all your fault. I'm like, I know. Thank you.
Now go tell everybody else what you lied.
And now I'm gonna need you to tweet that out.
Yeah. Wow.
You can look at it from two different things. We get caught up in the illusion. These are the things that are important for people to know about. And it is just a game, just a play, but we're playing different parts. You have a body, you are not a body. This is just a suit of clothes, I call a costume, you put on to play this part at this time. The next time around, suits of clothes, no matter how much you attach to them, how much you like them, they are going to wear out. You have to eventually throw them away. And when that happens, you just get another suit of clothes, another costume to play the next part that you're going to have to come back and do again. So you have to make these plans, and you have to make your contract with these people. Okay, let's go back and let's do it again. Let's try this time. Sometimes they've gone through a series of lives with the same people making the same mistakes again and again and again. And it's finally time to tear up the contract and say, it's not working. Let's just forget about it.
There you go,
You tried,
Jennifer.
but it's not working.
Yep.
So this is what happens in the middle astral. The upper astral is my favorite place because I love knowledge. I'm so curious. I love research. I want to know more. The upper astral is where the schools are.
Ooh.
And the Temple of Wisdom
I wanna go to
complex
spirit
is my
school.
most favorite place.
Yes.
And you got to remember, in my work, I've heard hundreds and hundreds of people describe these same things again and again and again. If they all describe the same things without knowing what the others have said, to me that gives it validity, because it's like a scientific experiment. But they describe the Temple of Wisdom complex. It is composed of many different parts. They're like huge temples. They look like Roman temples with the big pillars.
Oh my God,
Well,
I totally
one
know
of the
what she's
parts
talking
that
about.
they talk about
Wow.
is the healing
I have been
temple.
there.
You've been there.
And
You've
I
been
was-
to the schools, Jennifer. What's it like?
Okay, so what I saw, and I've been, the things that I remember are, it's like, let me see if I can describe this. It's hard to take something spiritual, make it tangible, even if I can see it. It's like hillsides. At least this is what I perceived. It was like big, like a mountain that kind of went up with a grassy hilltop, and the temple is on top. And each temple focused on a different aspect. And some of them, there were fountains, there are beautiful trees, there's things in bloom everywhere, birds, little critters everywhere. And they all come with their own tests to see if you've learned the lesson. And there's some places where there's some pools. Sometimes you see sculptures. There's images on the wall. Very, very Grecian. It is very Grecian. And I just thought maybe that's what my mind was making to make it make sense. And I've been to two or three of these. And in fact, I know one of the people I have karmic debt with, she and I started training together there at one of these temples, and I volunteered to take her under my wing. And this is the lifetime I went, I'm done. She's not my student anymore. She's a bitch. She does not want to learn. And I am over it. And I know why, and I'm not going to go into the whys or anything because her soul's not aligned, let's say 100% with the light. So I just, there's a lot that, God, wow. Okay. I need to, I'll start channeling if I don't shut up. I'm going to shut up.
Told I could do a great service to people to let people know about this, because
There's
you
a
don't
college
have to
of
die
trees.
to
There's a
go
whole
there.
city down there. It's really
You can
cool.
go there in meditation. You can go there in your dreams at night to the Temple of Healing. And they showed me long lines of people lined up. They've just died, and they have to go to the Temple of Healing first, like a cleansing, before they can go on to where they're supposed to go. And as they come in, there's always a guardian of each one of these parts. And the guardian of the temple, the greeters brought the person in. They take the person into the center of this dome-shaped room. And the top of the dome is full of beautiful stones of every color you can imagine. And the light comes down. It is just beautiful, shining down on the floor. And the person stands in the center of this and is bathed in this beautiful light. And what it does, it takes away any residue of anything that you've gone through, maybe the death or anything you've gone through in that life. It just washes it all away so that you can go on to where you're supposed to go. But they said if people wanted to go there and be healed, they could also picture it and go there at night, because they said they can tell the ones who are not dead. They see the silver cord trailing behind them. And they know that they're there for a different reason. Another part of the Temple of Wisdom complex is the tapestry room. And I've written about this in many of my books. The tapestry is huge, and it goes for miles. It's on one huge wall. And the people that have seen it said it's almost like it's alive. It's a fabric, but it's like it breathes. It's
It does sound
almost
like
alive.
mushrooms.
And in this tapestry are many, many threads. Every one of you has a thread in the tapestry. It's the thread of life. And it's the story of your life is in these threads in this tapestry. And it shows how it all interweaves and all interconnects, how we all affect each other, and how we're all connected together. So it's like you're one, but you're also everything. So everybody affects everybody else in some way as it all interweaves. And they told us that it'd be very important for people to realize you don't know how much you affect other people. What you say, what you do affects everyone in your life. This is because we're all interwoven and we're all affecting each other. So the tapestry of life is very important. You can see we're all, once you understand these things, there's no prejudice, there's no judgment, because we're all the same. We're all trying to learn something and get out of this rat race off of the wheel of karma. We're all here for the same reason in this school. You can't judge people. They're just at different stages of their growth and different classes that they're taking.
John's question?
No, Mad Dog's question. I think this is really important. If someone were to apologize subliminally in sublime communicative frequency, would you know, and are you required to accept? You are not required to do anything. It is up to you. That's free will. And if somebody does it, you may feel it in that you no longer feel angry towards them. You no longer feel the resentment, like kind of like I was talking about a little bit before, how you just no longer have that immediate anxious reaction. That can change. But you know what? You may not ever know. That's kind of the tricky part of it. If you know how to check in and find out, you can do that spiritually, meditatively. But even if they have, there is no requirement for anything. It is up to you. But also consider that if they truly realize that they're wrong and they are trying to apologize to you and make amends somehow spiritually, and you don't accept it, then what you are accepting is the rest of the karma and whatever else you guys are going to have to go through again later.
Mm-hmm. Forgiveness is not for them, and it's not to let them off the hook. It's for you so that you can move on, like, with your life. And like, you know, I mean, I could to add on that, like how I think about it with the situation I was describing in particular, where I know that the person that I'm talking about is like trying to work their way up to, you know, whatever, having a conversation. And the reason I know that is because I'm a fucking empath. And if I tune into someone's energy, I'm going to physically feel whatever they're feeling. And so when I physically tune into that person, I feel what's going on in their head regarding me, because I want to know how far along they are in their process. And if they are ever going to get their ass in gear, and just send the fucking message and just admit it. So like, I'm checking in for that, but like, I'm feeling their like consternation over it, which is how I know. Now, if they stop feeling consternation because they make some sort of spiritual amends, even if he never sends that fucking message and admits he was fucking wrong, I'm still gonna feel that, because his energy towards me is going to be different because he has changed something about him. Because it's not really that I'm actually that pissed off about the situation. I honestly, like, I know I'm joking a little bit for like the show, but like in reality, it's kind of like, whatever, bro. But like, the reason I get like have consternation about it is I'm feeling that energy. And so that makes me feel that energy, even if like that's not coming from me. I don't know if that makes sense. If he changes his energy, I will change the feeling of it.
The hostility is still present. But also remember, if you cannot accept an apology from someone, I highly suggest you examine yourself.
Yeah, real though.
If that's a problem.
So the tapestry is very important. And it's been explained in several of my books, if you've read mine, about what happens when people go into the tapestry and go on the other side into our concept of time. Okay, and my favorite place is the library. Because every time I go there, there's always a guardian. Now, I don't go, I'm taking my person there, but I feel I've seen it enough that I know what it's like, and it's beautiful. There's a guardian of the library. So when you come in, I come with the person, and the first thing they want to know, oh, okay, it's you again. What do you want to know now? Because they know me. So that everything I've written about, my research, I ask them questions, I can have the information, because the library contains every information you can think of. This is how I got the information. I wrote about Earth mysteries, about Atlantis, all these things by going to the library. Because the library has everything that is, all the knowledge that has ever happened and all the knowledge that ever will be, that we cannot possibly imagine, is all in this library. So to me, it's a most favorite place. And if you want, you can see it as books. You can see it as energy. People have asked me about the Akashic records. They're there also. You can have access to them. But this is the way you want to obtain the information. You can do it by reading or by accessing the scrolls or however you want to get it. But there are other ways to do it also, and this is how I've got a lot of the things I've written about. Along the sides of the library are rooms. In these rooms, it's rather like going in Star Trek in the holodeck. You step into those rooms, and if there's something you want to know about, it appears around you, and you're right in the middle of it, and you can see it happening. And
go on
that's
ride.
how we found out about the lower astral. We didn't want to go there. They just took us there and showed us these things. So when you're in the rooms, you can see anything you want and have all knowledge that you want. So you can see why I love this, because this is where I get the things I write about, is in the library. It's just so wonderful. So that's the library. And the other places are the schools. Now, they said in these schools, you also go to the level that you vibrate at, your frequency is at. You know, my idea of heaven, what they always talk about, floating around on a cloud, playing a harp, that'd be so boring.
Boring.
That's not for me. I'm always looking for information. My idea of heaven is the schools. Because in these schools, you can have all knowledge of anything you possibly want. Everything is possible to be learned over there. So I asked them, okay, if you can learn everything there is over there, why do you have to come back to Earth? Wouldn't that be easier? They said, no, because over there, it's like book reading versus hands-on experience.
Yeah, This is like why I go undercover at Socialism.
You can read about it, but you're not experiencing it.
Yep. Got to
And
experience
they said you do. You can learn a lot, but it'll take much, much longer because you're not having the hands-on experience, the interaction with people. Because they said, yeah, you can read about love, hate, jealousy. You say, well, it's not hard. I can do that.
Yeah.
But you get down here and you get in the middle of it, everybody else's emotions. It's not easy at all. But you learn so much more than you would over there. It's just like if you went to college and took chemistry, you're in the laboratory. You can read about chemistry, you can read about the chemicals, but do you really understand it till you go into the library and start mixing the chemicals? You have to have the hands-on experience. The same way with learning auto mechanics. You can read about how a motor works and how to tear it apart and put it together, but do you really understand till you go and start taking it apart and putting it together? That's the difference. So they said that's why we choose to come back, because we can learn faster, we can pay our karma back, and we can be finished much easier. So we
Well, there you go. Hey, Naruto, hope you have a good anniversary tomorrow. Well, yeah, my anniversary is in 10 minutes. Yep.
Oh my God, happy anniversary. I forgot. I know that. Remember the 5th of November.
Remember. I have like the easiest to remember anniversary in the history of it. And it was really a shame too, because I could have had 11/11/11 as my anniversary. That could have been a thing. No, I chose remember the 5th of November.
Forever a rebel.
Yeah. Thank you, Naruto. Appreciate it.
choose to come back, and we make our contracts with these other people. Now, there is nobody sitting up there on a throne judging you and punishing you. People blame God for everything. Believe me, he is not doing this at all. You do it to yourself.
Exactly.
You can't blame anybody but yourself. They say, I don't remember writing this script, but that's exactly what happens. You're the one who is writing this whole scenario. There's nobody up there who is judging you and punishing you. You see your life. You see what you have done. You see the people you have hurt. You make the contracts. You judge yourself. And there's no harsher judge than you yourself. You see, you're the one that are creating this because you know you have to pay these things back, and that's where karma comes in. So anyway, you make your contract, and you're ready to come back. Okay, you have your little package all your nice little plan. You come in and say, okay, I'm going to do all of this. I want to get it all done at one time.
My
I want you
to-do
to
list.
finish. I don't want to have to
Yep.
come back and do it
So
again.
good in the morning, by
This
the end of the
earth
day.
is hell. They've told me that many times. Earth is hell.
Oh,
because
man.
that's where people hurt each other.
Yeah, real though.
I feel it's more figurative,
It's
but
not
it's
what
not
you
wrong.
think it is. So that's why they don't want to really come here, but they know they have to in order to get it all worked out. So you make your plan, and the guides and the guardians and the elders and the masters are working with
Isn't that funny to just think about for a second? Like, Earth is hell because that's where you go to hurt each other because you got some bullshit that you need to work out with someone. But that also means that there are other places you can go where you don't do that shit.
Yeah, there's plenty of places you can reincarnate that aren't Earth.
Mm-hmm.
But I find it also ironic that Earth didn't start out that way. We
Yeah.
did this. It's like we created the karmic cycle because we were I don't think human spirits. Well, isn't that what the Anunnaki tampering was, and the Lemurians were really critical of them because they brought human souls into bodies way before we were ready, and
Yeah.
we became violent because of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, blame the damn Anunnaki.
We're a failed fucking science experiment is what we are.
We're getting better.
with you as you're trying to make your plan. And there's sometimes they will give you 2 or 3 different scenarios you look at. This is the lives you can pick. Which one do you want to do? You want to be a man? You want to be a woman? Do you want to be an Eskimo?
Well,
you want to...
actually, like, unironically, Bot's making a joke, but she's actually right. Earth is BDSM with contracts and everything.
Oh my
It's
god.
like where you go to choose to hurt each other with she's actually, like, not wrong. Jennifer, she's not wrong.
Well, and also it is where we choose to go to choose not to hurt people, even though the temptation is there. That's how we show we've grown. Saying.
An Indian, what do you want to do? And you pick your scenario of what you want to be. Sometimes you want to take on too much because they'll say,
I never
I want to
take
get it
on
all
too
done
much.
at one time.
You would never do that.
I would
And
never
they say,
do
you know,
that.
it's not a very good
Perfectly
idea.
made.
They
Never
can't tell you
happened.
what to do. They can advise you, but they'll say, you know, it's going to be really hard if you do it like that. You said, oh, I don't care. I want to get it all done. It's like taking college and not leaving any time for extracurriculars. You just study all the time. You can't take it. It's too much. They said it doesn't matter if you get it all done at one time. You can always come back and do the rest. Do as much as you can, as good as you can. That's all you're expected to do. So they'll tell you, all right, if this is your decision, it's not going to be easy. We'll help you, but it's going to be hard. So you make the decision. You write the script. You pick the characters. You make all the agreements with them. I'm going to be your husband, wife, daughter. I'm going to meet you on a street corner sometime and we'll be friends from then on. You try to write the whole scenario. You come in with your nice little plan all wrapped up like a Christmas present. The problem is,
You have free will.
this is a planet of free will. So everybody else is coming in with their nice little plan.
Yeah.
So it's all going to clash. So what they always say about best laid plans, I've had them go through the death experience and they'll say, what happened? I had it all figured out. Life happened. So it's not perfect, but that's what it's all about. We're learning. We're learning lessons. We're trying to get better at it. We want to get off of the wheel until we can be finished and return to God and never have to come back here again. That's the idea. So we come in with our plan anyway. And to make it even more complicated, you're coming in with your plan, but you can't remember.
Yeah, that
allowed.
is so fucking real.
What are the rules?
What
Over
a
there,
fucked up
everything is so
game.
clear, so plain, makes so much sense. But you come in,
Wait, what? No, you're lying. No. You're lying. No. Are you lying? What happened? You're lying. I don't believe it.
the blinders come down. You forget everything. And I asked them, I said, wouldn't it be a lot easier if we knew why we were coming here? We remembered. If we knew our connection with all these other people, wouldn't that make it a whole lot easier? They said, no, it wouldn't
Yeah,
be a test if
timestamper
you
didn't
knew the
happen.
answers. So you've got to come in totally
Someone
blind
else
to
would have told me. It's
everything.
like 4 days after
And what they
Halloween.
call it, the blinders. And when you die, it's all taken off, and you say, "Oh, look at this!" You know, then you're back with total knowledge again. But when you come in, it's all shut down. I've had them go through the birth experience, and they're saying, "Gotta remember, gotta remember." Then they're born, and they'll say, "I don't remember anymore." One of the reasons why babies, you know, they have to go for the first 2 years of their life learning how to crawl and to walk and to talk, because they're forgetting everything if they remembered anything at all. You've got to learn how to be a human being. It's not easy. During the first 2 years of a baby's life, it's still going back and forth.
Wow.
That's why you sleep so much. The baby sleeps so much. It's still going back to
Well,
the
we're
other
growing.
side, getting last-minute instructions
very
and
between the
last-minute
realms.
advice from the council.
Look, I made a
And
coaster.
Oh,
this
that's
is
good,
why
Jennifer.
older people, too,
Well done.
you notice when they're getting older and you think they're going to die, they start sleeping a lot. They're actually going back and forth and getting their instructions, and they know when they're going to go. Now, I said in the beginning, they'll try to leave some time for some questions here. This is a big subject, and it's covered in, this is the book, it's called Between Death and Life. People always say, don't you have that backwards? It's supposed to be between life and death. No, it's between death and life. Whole new
No,
existence
bro, that
between
wasn't
what you
on
think it is.
Halloween. That was a while ago. I knew about that a while ago. Okay, I appreciate you coming out. It wasn't on Halloween though. I knew about this. When did this happen? This happened like almost a month ago, maybe several weeks ago. I don't even know, but I already knew about that. Yes, I'm very thrilled that Duncan mentioned me. Duncan's a good, funny dude, and I do appreciate that. We've seen it though. Okay, crisis averted. I was like, what the fuck is going on now?
I wrote this, it's been 15 years ago. It's in 20 different languages all over the world, and more coming. So people said it's very important, but it has all of the questions you could possibly want. It's
I'm
a
gonna
big
have to
subject,
get that
so
one.
I can't cover it
Add it to
all.
my
I'm trying to
collection.
hit the basics here. But you see, where was I at there? Okay, you get down here then, and you have to start all over again with everything. Oh yeah, the exit plan. Part of your plan that you make, your contract, you decide how you're going to die, how you're going to exit. You gotta have a
Exactly.
way to get out of the body.
You decide how you're going to die.
Nobody dies until they are ready to die. That may
Like,
sound
I'm just
cold,
making
may
that up.
sound hard to understand.
That's
They
another
don't know
reason why
this
Charlie Kirk's death
consciously,
was so
but
powerful.
on the other part
Yeah.
where they have made their plan,
Yeah, that was part of some broader plan. There is no doubt in
yeah.
my mind. Seeing the response to that, it's like that is what I mean. It's kind of fucked up, and people think that's heartless. That is what Charlie Kirk came here to do. Charlie Kirk accomplished his life's mission. He was done. That's it.
Yep. It was a very powerful choice to make. Some people do that. They go, I will sacrifice myself because it's going to cause this change. And they do it.
they know they're planning to go out at a certain time. They know how they're going to do it. They say, well, it'd be interesting. I think I'll go out in a train wreck. I haven't done that for a while, so let's try that, you know. You decide how you're going to do it.
Or in the Holocaust.
And you're the one that actually makes the plan of how you're going to leave the body when the time comes. You go out in groups. Some people
Like
come
the
in groups. They
Holocaust.
like to be in groups, and they'll say, okay,
Yep.
we're going to go out on an
Exactly.
earthquake. We'll go out together. Are we going to go out with 9/11? Nothing is ever an accident.
Yep.
It's all planned ahead of time.
Nothing is ever an
So
accident.
when you look, these things, you can look at all of this from a totally different perspective.
You know what?
Oh,
I really wish I had seen that after I took so much shit for basically saying this exact thing in a trolly way when that tweet went by. I wish I had just had this clip. I'd be like, fuck you motherfuckers. You all think I'm making this shit up? No.
Yeah. So few people have been exposed to this idea. And I mean, sometimes I forget and I have to check myself because I don't want to like scare anybody or like, I don't want to give them a college course piece of information when they are in third grade. So I just kind of go,
Well, and that's a fair point, but it's also, I mean, I think this is like a good example of what we were talking about with like literally being in two different worlds. Like, I mean, like
Yeah,
I am literally so used to being around people who at least have, maybe they don't know everything, but they have some basic level knowledge of like maybe there's more to all this than we might think. But it's just like it was to be confronted with just like this whole other world of people that had literally no clue that
yeah.
these ideas have been around for like thousands of years.
They feel so two-dimensional, don't they?
It really is. It's like looking into a bizarre reality where it's like, how do you live like this? Like, I truly don't understand. Like, I really don't understand how real religious God fearing Christians live. That they're constantly thinking about, what am I? I'm going to go to hell, and I need to do this to be saved, and all this
Yeah.
stuff. And it's just like,
Got their little Jesus checklist and
yeah,
everything.
yeah, like they're kind of. I mean, you probably lived this like growing up. Like you
Yeah.
constantly are living in fear of like God's judgment. Like I
Yeah.
truly have no concept of that because that has never been a part of my experience at all. And to me, it's like I feel like I don't know. It does feel like a completely different world and a completely different mindset.
It still haunts me. I
Yeah.
constantly feel like I'm being watched because that's what they told me from the day I was born till the day I left the church. You're always watched and being judged. God knows everything. And it's still something I have to go, nope, it's okay. You're fine. You're safe.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, we're almost done, guys. We got about 15 minutes left. I need to pee again, so I'm going to play this and I'm going to go pee. I'll be right back.
Okay.
It's more of a plan to everything than you realize. When you understand that, you can control your life, just like Ron was saying. I give lectures on that too. Once you realize everything in your life you have put there, you have created.
I like
you have
that.
done
That's
it. People
lizard.
don't like
Yeah.
that because sometimes their lives are a mess. But when they realize you have put it in your life, if you've created it, you can just as easily uncreate it. Once you realize the power that you have, we are a creative being. We can do anything we want. But I like to think sometimes if the person makes changes in the way they want to go out, they can stay longer if they want to. Because I've had so many different things like this happen. But really, when it comes time to go, you have decided to go. Dr. Bonnet, who spoke here the last 2 years, I published 3 of his books, and he's a wonderful man. He was 45 years as a doctor, and he was the head of a hospital, and he was trying to teach how our minds heal the body. And he said that when he was in the hospitals, they would have a code blue, somebody with a heart attack, and it was an older person. He was taking his own sweet time getting to the room because he said he knew they wanted to go. Why keep them here? And he was waiting for, they want to go, let them go. And he said a lot of times he'd be standing around the bed with the other relatives and they're all crying and everything, and he was telling them, let grandma go. She doesn't want to be here anymore. They're the only ones holding on. He said she's sick, she's tired, she wants to go. But it takes another way of looking at all of this. And I don't know if this is bothering you or not, but people say when they realize what it's really about and where they go, and it's so extremely beautiful over there, their home, and they're so happy that you wouldn't feel bad about it.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a whole lot more to it. But
keep people
Julie, you
here.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lesson in that too, just in terms of like, and I don't know, I might struggle with this particular issue, but like letting people go, like when it's just not meant to they do not want to be around you right now, and that's cool, and it's not a judgment on you. It's just they're in a different place, and that's fine.
Yeah, letting go in general is very difficult for sure, especially when you're emotionally attached to something.
Mm-hmm.
With people, it's like just to let them go is very difficult. I think that's a lesson that sometimes our pets teach us, and whether we're ready or not is like you're gonna let go now.
Man,
yeah.
That was like one of the hardest. Well, after Honey, oh god damn it, I'm gonna cry. After Honey died, I was like, I did so many like tarot card readings that night to try to like figure out like, are you okay? And like all this stuff. It was like the answer that I kept getting back was like, yes, I'm fine. Like relax. Like everything is great. You didn't do anything wrong. Like everything was fine. I wasn't in pain. It was like everything's like she's like I'm like she's with my grandmother. I'm like, I'm with her. I'm with the grandmother. I'm fine. Relax.
Oh. Yeah, I was
my
more.
grandmother had chihuahuas. My grandmother raised chihuahuas.
Oh,
So, yeah.
yeah, I was really wrecked about Asha because I was doing all this medical care to get her to get better, and it was like my biggest thing was like, did I give up too soon? Did I do enough? You know, did I do everything I was supposed to? You know, I didn't do anything wrong, right? And she's just like, it's okay, mama. You know, and it's oh, it's hard, but yeah, and okay, I mean, moving on.
We got a super chat here from Nix. Wouldn't people life plans crashing, creating some unexpected happenings that are unplanned? I mean, I think that I don't know that we necessarily always have everything planned out to the exact specification, but I think sometimes we plan to have certain experiences, but we might not plan explicitly how we have those experiences. It's just like, you are going to experience this phenomenon, like whether like love, hate, whatever, anger, revenge, like whatever the fuck. And but like, you don't necessarily plan exactly how it's going to happen.
I think, well, and I think both are true. You have very specific contracts with very specific people or very specific instances, and sometimes it's more general. I need to learn a lesson about. And that's one thing that, you know, a little bit of chaos can come in, a little bit of randomness, free will. We play around this. Sometimes we choose, maybe I don't want to learn that lesson, so we keep making decisions around it. So that all has a part. But if you sign a contract that's really specific, it will something will come to fruition there.
Yeah, be careful what you wish for. Exactly.
For real.
Because it's like every time I've run a marathon and I was like, this is a really good idea for me to train for and run a marathon. I'm like, it seems like such a good idea at the time. It seems so easy. You know, you're just going to have this whole long training. You're only going to increase a couple miles a week, and it's just going to be very gradual, and you're not going to, and then you get into mile 20 and you're like, motherfucker, this fucking
Why?
sucks. Like, why did I do this? Like, the last time I ran a marathon, it was like a week. It was like right after I had done like the 20-mile run, and I had to do it indoors on a treadmill because there was an ice storm. I will never forget this. I ran fucking 20 miles on a fucking treadmill. Do you know how much that fucking sucked? And so like that was the last time. And so Victor and I went out to dinner or something around that time period. And I was like, Victor, I need you to record me on your phone now saying I am never ever doing this again. And so like Victor has this video of me somewhere where I'm like, this fucking sucks, like all this stuff. And then predictably, after I ran the marathon, I was like sitting in the bath or something afterwards, and I said to Victor, I was like, no, maybe it's not so bad. Maybe I'll do it again. I was like, Karlyn, don't make me play the fucking video.
It's we have that such a euphoria after you've completed it, you know, getting that dopamine hit and all that stuff. And yeah, I actually have a lyric in our DISENRAGE theme song for your marathon running. When
really?
Yeah, when it says when you're tired of the run.
Oh,
it's like
no.
in verse 2. In the second verse, that's for your running, your marathon in honor of.
Oh man, that's cool. I didn't realize that, Jetafire.
There, you want to get the microphone, and I've got time for some questions anyway. But there's a lot, because I don't think there's any. Some questions I wait because they're pretty serious, and so if I give a longer lecture, we try to cover a lot of these. So just cover as many questions as we can real quickly here. Okay, well, go over there first. They had their hands up first. Okay. But it's a lot to this anyway. Okay. And I've spoken in Unity churches about this, and
the statues,
this fits in exactly with their beliefs too. Yep.
This is kind of a silly question, but when you're out traveling and astral traveling at night, and it comes that 3 a.m. time that you have to get up and go to the restroom.
Real.
Okay, when you're traveling and you have to wake up in the middle of the night.
Oh, when you're out of your body,
does your cord does the cord come back in when your body becomes awake again?
You're
for
reeled
that
in.
break?
Yeah, you're reeled in when it's time for the body to wake up.
This is like when you have to go back in when you have to go to the restroom.
Oh yeah, the body is saying I need attention, so it brings you back in. Yeah.
And the other question is, when you are ready to exit, do you have that innate knowing that it's
they
my
know.
time.
They're ready to go.
Okay.
I would like to say some people have told me sometimes they wake up in the morning and they feel paralyzed and it scares them because they can't move. All it is the connections have not been put back together again, and the soul is entering the body again. You just wait a few minutes and it'll all be hooked back. Sometimes the person wakes up too quickly. Maybe there's a noise or something that wakes them up before they're all the way back in their body. I had one woman said she went to the doctor. He spent 75.
Go ahead.
I've had several experiences where whatever I was seeing wherever I was shocked my body up, and I was not seeing my room or my walls. I was seeing the thing I was just looking at in the other place.
Oh,
and
wow.
I sit there for a minute and I stare at it like, where am I? What am I seeing? What am I looking at? Okay, is that really there? Is that really there? I'll see creatures. I'll see just different places. And I'll just sit there and go, okay. And then all of a sudden it slowly comes back into focus. I'm like, that's my hallway. That's my painting. That's my laundry basket. Okay, I'm back. And it sometimes it's almost a process. And I hate it so much because it's really scary. I don't like it. It just makes my heart pound. And I'm just like, okay, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Yep, I'm here. Okay, I'm really here. It sucks, dude.
That's crazy. I've definitely had it happen where I've had sleep like that temporary paralysis where I wake, I know I'm awake, but I can't actually move. I've definitely had that happen
I
before.
haven't had that happen. I'm kind of glad for it because I don't think I would dig that.
It's just it's like a brief moment. It's like, oh, okay.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
$500 on sleep tests. And if all it was that she just wasn't hooked back up as she's coming back into the body. These things are simple to understand when you understand how it works. Okay, one behind? Yeah.
You're a mother, have been a nurturing mother, you pass away, and I understand the part about going to heaven, following the light. I don't believe that they're up there playing golf and get to live in a beautiful house.
Hang on, we got a super chat. I saw a panther coming at me once when I had sleep paralysis.
Oh, damn.
But that was a fun experience for you.
Ooh, wow.
Oh man.
Or anything like that. My thought is that they come back down, that God sends you back down into somebody that needs your help. Like my mom passed away. I have a sister that is dying of cancer. I just can't imagine my mom just hanging up out there, having a good time, and God just sending her to school, and she's not helping my sister.
How do you know she's not helping her?
Oh, I know she's got to be.
Yeah.
That's where she is. That's
Like
where
I
she's
said,
got
sometimes
the allies.
relatives are assigned to come back and take care of the ones who are still
Yeah.
alive
You know?
if they're needed.
Yeah, I would think so too. I just,
But otherwise, they're sitting up there and they're asked, do you want to come back? And they said, oh no, they'll be here in the blink of an eye. Don't worry about it. They know you're coming. So
Really?
they've got their own life to live. I don't know if that makes you
Really?
feel any better or not. but
No.
They know you'll be there eventually.
well, especially, a child, when a parent passes, okay, there's usually a succession that you
Yeah.
expect. And when a younger child dies, is in the...
I have had that many clients come to me that their children have died and they're very upset about it. And during my work, we can contact the part of them that has all of the answers and always says the same thing. Their contract was finished, they did what they had to do, they left. It affects us, but they knew what they were doing. That soul is never a child's soul, is never a baby's soul. It's been around forever. So it makes a decision, okay, I'll go in, I'll just live for a few years. Maybe my mother will learn something. Maybe the relatives will learn something. You have to look at it from a different viewpoint. Did you learn anything or not? That's the thing. So I do a lot of counseling with parents, because that's part of my work as a therapist. I do work with these people on their problems. And so I've heard this a lot, and it does help them. I had one woman who was grieving for her sister, And instead of going into a past life, she went to the other side and she saw her sister walking toward her through this beautiful garden. And as she got up, she said, she's talking to her sister, and she says, "What happened? We thought you were getting well. What happened?" She said, "It was my time." She said, "Let me go. Can't you see how beautiful it is? Live your life." Because it was her plan. She said, "Can't you see how beautiful it is? Let me go." I said, "I did what I was supposed to do." And you look at it from a different viewpoint like that, it takes a change of where we've been taught. But you can see everybody has their own plan, and your part in it is, how do you react to it? How did it affect you? You learned something or not? You know? Okay, we got just a little bit.
Just one more question I want to ask about something I've been wanting to know for a long time.
This is not an easy subject, I know. I deal with this a lot, yeah?
I've studied this subject a lot too, and I know a lot of the things that you've said, but the one thing I've always questioned is someone that comes in retarded, are they going to be able to, or many things that they come in with real severe ailments or something, are they able to make a big step in that one lifetime? Is that what that's about?
Yes, because you make yourself sick. There are more souls in life.
Yes, Dolores in with the "you make yourself sick." But what I love more than anything is that the woman asking the question actually used the word retarded to describe the developmentally disabled.
So if you're retarded, do you really learn anything, or are you just retarded?
That was everything.
Sorry.
That was amazing.
That's not what she asked, but still, it's just
What year was this? Like,
2008.
oh man,
The R word was canceled, but this is an older group of people. This looks like it's mostly boomers. Boomers don't give a fuck, you know?
we have to listen to that again, just because we literally never hear the word retarded in this particular context.
The things that you've said, but the one thing I've always questioned is someone that comes in retarded, are they going to be able to, or many things that they come in with real severe ailments or something, are they able to make a big step in that one lifetime? Is that what that's about?
Yes, because you make yourself sick. There are more souls in line for the handicapped bodies than for normal bodies.
Really?
You can see why.
We get coddled.
Because usually they can pay back more karma in one lifetime than it would take them 10 lifetimes to pay back. They're learning a lot, but what are they teaching others? The person who takes care of them? Anybody they come in contact with? How do you react when you see a handicapped person? They teach you everybody they come in contact with. And you're learning something from everyone you see. So there are more people in line for the bodies that are handicapped and diseased because they're learning and they're teaching other people.
This is why
when I see somebody who in a wheelchair or who's a retarded child,
did Dolores just say retarded? Wait.
No, I don't know. I don't know. I was just saying it's why I love Down syndrome kids. They're freaking great.
Well,
they're like people.
Yeah, this is what I always say. It's like you want to have like hope revived in life. Go find someone with Down syndrome and just like I mean, honestly, it's like I don't actually feel bad about using the word retarded, except if people think I'm talking about people with Down syndrome, because I'm like, no, people with Down syndrome, fucking awesome.
Yes,
fucking awesome. They will restore your faith in humanity.
Yeah, agree.
I'm talking about low IQ people. I'm not talking about them. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't put down the retards by thinking I'm calling them retarded. I am not.
No. They're beautiful. They're just amazing light beings. They're so wonderful. But when we say retarded, we mean like small R idiots.
Yeah, we mean and Dolores is about to use the word retarded, so we can say it.
Oh no.
Handicapped and diseased because they're learning and they're teaching other people. When I see somebody who in a wheelchair or who's a retarded child, I just think, you chose a hard one this time, didn't you?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
It's a different way of looking at it.
What a choice.
Just a few more here.
There have been accounts written of people who have had near-death experiences that have been very, very negative.
I've
And
never had a negative one.
But I mean, I have chosen not to read those because I didn't want that in my consciousness.
I have had them say if the person experiences a negative near-death experience, because that's what they were expecting.
That's what I told
From the
somebody.
brainwashing of church and everything, they'll say you're going to hell, you're not good enough, you're going to, nothing's good can come out of this. They'll go to what they're expecting, but it's not real. So they don't stay there. They've told me that. If that's what you're expecting, you'll see it. But a lot of it does have to do with the brainwashing. And my daughter worked in hospital in intensive care for a long time. And she said the hardest things that she had to witness was these older people dying, and they're saying they're dying in fear because they said,
Yeah.
I've been told by the church I'm going to
Such a
hell because I'm not
Yep.
perfect.
Uh-huh.
And they knew, even though they lived a good life, I'm not perfect. So why should they die in fear just because the church says that's the way it should be? So that's what I mean. You've got to get rid of that fear, because then naturally they're going to see something awful because that's what they've been promised. But you don't stay there.
So I have a thought on that.
What?
I actually have an experience on that.
Yeah, go ahead.
So a friend of mine who is very deeply ensconced in woo, similar to me, said she had a friend who had a near-death experience, and when she went over, she saw hellfire and demons and people being tortured, and she was terrified. She was like, I have a friend who saw hell. And I was like, you agree that there's no judgment on the other side, right? She's like, oh yeah. And I go, well, then why would there be a hell torturing people?
Mhm.
Well, I don't know. I said, sometimes people are just programmed so hard that they are going to see what they need to see. And some people who have NDEs that see hell come out, and all of a sudden they're like, I'm going to be a good person. I have been such an asshole. I'm really sorry. And I will be really good from now on. And that may be why they saw that, is because Spirit was like, you need to make a turnaround and I'm going to shock you into it. Here you go. So anyway, yeah.
Yeah. It's like you need a swift kick in the ass.
Yeah.
And we're going to give it to you. Congratulations.
Yeah.
We're not going to give you what you
Dolores.
want, but we're going to give you what you need.
We're just going to scare you a little bit, just a little. You're already kind of half dead, so we're not going to scare you all the way to death, just a little bit. And then you're going to come back and you're going to be a much better person, and you're going to be grateful for this. And then you'll get to see the light and all the fluffy stuff. So you're good.
Yep.
I chose not to read that type of book because I didn't want that type of.
Yeah, because there are people that write these kind of things, but I've done enough cases and they've told me time and time again, it doesn't happen. But if you're expecting it, anything you believe is real. You know?
Yep. Exactly.
Yes, I have a true story. A friend of mine, about 2 years ago, she spent about 10 years looking after her mother, who was gradually dying. She had no other one.
It's hard to, I can't understand.
Sorry. Should I? Oh,
And put it down a little bit.
Down here?
It's very distorted, yeah?
Does this sound better?
Up a little bit.
Now?
Yeah. Try there, okay.
See, I need help.
I'll see.
Thank you. It's a good friend of mine, and she had been looking after her mother, who was gradually dying for many years. And I'll just sum it up, say it took nearly 10 years. After about 9 years, she moved to Oklahoma, and she said her mother got so weak, she needed care 24/7, and so on and so on. But she said her mother was gradually dying, she could tell, and the nurses 2 or 3 times that came in the night thought she was just about dead, but she came back. And finally one day, but she knew her mother was very concerned with her, because she was alone, she had no children, she was not married. She was concerned for her daughter, for my friend, Carol Jean. And she knew that her mother didn't want to leave her in this rented house that was full of mold and all this stuff. Her mother didn't want to leave her in a condition where her daughter would suffer. So her mother, one night she said, I know my mother died. Of course, she had nurses training. She knew. She said, my mother's heart stopped. The blood test she gave her, she said, I couldn't bring her back. And she said, I just went on my knees and I prayed to God. And she said, then I went to get some medicine or to cover her up. And she said, I put the sheet over her face, and all of a sudden mother started breathing. This was after quite some time.
Yikes.
So her mother lived another year.
Oh my
And in
God.
that time, my friend was able to buy a house, to clear out the mold, to change her life, to be able to prepare to do other work when her mother was gone. And a year later, almost to the day, her mother did pass on, and it was the same day that her father had passed on 15 years before. So she had a choice, apparently.
Okay, at my work, you see what's happened here? Why would they be dying for so many years? Why did they have to have the person taking care of them all those years? Karma. There was karma between the two. It had never been worked out. If it had been worked out sooner, it would have been solved sooner. Because it wasn't, they were hanging on and going on.
Oh my Lord.
And going on.
I love how she just cut right
much
to it.
longer than it should have been. There was something there from another life that they just wouldn't let go of. Yeah. So that's what happens like that. Yeah, he's saying we got to wind it up here. Okay, there's a lot of questions, but about what?
Stop coming back.
The what?
When do you stop coming back?
When you decide?
When do you stop?
Reincarnating. Come on.
I can't hear. Okay, that could be another lecture. You stop coming back when you're perfect.
Yeah, we do need to do more Dolores.
And you know you're not perfect. As long as you have to go to school, you can't graduate until you've learned all of the lessons. You got to keep coming back and taking the next class and the next lesson. When you finally are finished, you're going back and forth, getting instructions. When you're finally done, you go to the other side and you stay there. And you learn as much as you can there, and then you go back to God. We all started with God, and we return to God eventually. Yep. So that's a little more to it, but I don't have time to go into the whole process. But yeah, whenever you become perfect, people say, well, I don't have to come back again because I'm perfect. If you're here, you're in school to learn something, you're not perfect yet. Okay, I think he's going to have to tell me. I won't be able to talk to you tonight, but I'll be here the whole next 2 days. If anybody's got any questions, it's not enough time to cover such an important subject. But thank you very much.
Oh, damn.
Oh, that was fabulous.
That was real. That was real good. I feel like we've gotten a lecture from a grandmother, and it was a stern but fair lecture. And like, okay, here, like, sit down. Here's all the things you need to know about life, and not sugarcoating it, but also not being mean about it. Just saying, here's what it is, and here's what you need to know.
A true wizen.
Yeah. Well, Jennifer, before we wrap up, I do have a breaking news surprise that you might like, and it is coming to us live from the Mandami campaign, and this is the Mandami acceptance speech. And apparently, watch the screen. Just watch, pay attention. This is real. This is the Mandami acceptance speech. Watch the screen.
Okay.
Someone fucking hacked the screen at the Mandami acceptance speech to say Trump is your president.
Is that like a friggin' basketball? Like a slam dunk?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Trump is your president. Oh, what a gift.
I had to show you. I saw that on Twitter, and I almost started shouting in the middle of it, but you weren't paying attention. I like my face. You were looking down. My face went like this. I was like, and then I was like, no, I'm gonna keep this as a surprise. We're gonna.
Oh my God, what a thing of beauty! That is hilarious. The commies have been infiltrated.
Yep, it's over. It's over. Well, I think, you know what? Listen, I really do believe, everything can be good or bad. And I think New York City is going to provide us with years of entertainment value and educational opportunities. And you know what? That's a good thing. It's a good and positive thing. Whatever.
I think we need this. I really do. And I'm interested to see how it plays out, because I want a big example. They have done government grocery stores in Kansas City. Nobody fucking pays attention to them. They're all closed now.
Mm-hmm.
Can't imagine why. So I'm interested. I want him to fully implement his communist plan. Yep. And I want to, because it's not going to last. It can't. And I cannot wait, or maybe it will. I mean, what if it works and we're all wrong? I mean, that would be all your years of work.
On. Hey man, like listen, I actually really do think that they could actually use AI to figure some of this stuff out. Maybe not yet, but like not too far in the future. So
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm all good for experimental tools like that, but I'm interested to see him usher in the communist utopia, and I would love all the commies to like flock to New York and just absolutely grift off every single person with money there, and let's see how long that lasts. I'm down. Let's watch. I got the popcorn.
Yeah,
I got some good wine. I am ready.
hey man, we don't live in New York.
Fuck New York.
We
dude.
don't live in New York. I mean, I'm sorry if one of you do, but like I fucking don't. And so like whatever, this is entertainment. It's all good, man. It's like I feel like I've ascended, like I've really come to grips this year with like I'm not an activist working against the left. I'm just studying them. It's like they're in a zoo. It's like I have an observational lounge in the real world. And I'm just this is actually what it was like for me at the Portland Ice facility. I was talking about this earlier today, where like there was this bench across the street from all of the stuff at the Portland Ice facility. And it was directly across the street from the Antifa encampment. And if I sat on the bench, I could see the Antifa encampment, I could see the ice facility over here, and I could see the MAGA compound on the other side. And I was just like, I was literally just sitting there for hours going,
it's like a people aquarium.
It is. It's like I'm the what is it? The Jane Goodall of social. But I feel like I've ascended to a new level of clarity with it, where I'm just like, I'm literally just studying and documenting this shit, and like whatever happens, man. There's not, I cannot do anything to control this particular speeding train, and so I'm gonna sit here. I'm gonna drink a fucking martini, and I'm just gonna watch, and I'm gonna talk about what happens, and it's like I'm doing commentary on the end of the fucking world. And you know what? Whatever.
I think you should really lean into that Jane Goodall thing and have your little recorder and just be like, I've been observing the communists in their natural habitat now for 3 years, and I see when the females are ready to mate, they aren't, because they now, and the young men, they try to signal to the they thems who can't tell because they're not. They're totally. I don't know. I'm losing it, but
no, this is actually like not the worst idea you've ever had. I should do like a whole podcast.
Young men are practically castrated at this point. They have 0 testicles. They cannot mate with the they thems.
The communists are upset because someone stole their helmet with their good Antifa sticker, and they're really upset about it, and they're having a hissy fit, and they're gonna storm the MAGA encampment at any moment and to retrieve the helmet.
Oh no, here come the poachers. One of them is about to be taken away and put in a cage.
Here comes the MAGA retard with a megaphone walking down the street, and they're ready to start a fight, and I'm pretty sure a fight's gonna start at any moment. And do it. That's what I need to do. Here's a queer Marxist in the wild, and they have all of these tattoos on their arms that look like they were drawn with crayons, and they have these little bangs and the mullet and the shaved sides of their heads, and they're wearing clothes that are 4 times too small for them, but they are queering their appearance, and they're feeling pretty good about their new polyamorous throuple. You're just like, what the fuck?
They have secured a nest on the east side of the sidewalk. They do group nesting. I just noticed they have family groups. They're chosen family groups. It's beautiful. Look at them all grooming each other. I think they're passing some kind of pipe around.
This is the future. We are all now scientists. We are not. We are anthropologists, and we are in our modern day laboratory, and we are simply observers. We are observers of the chaos. We are not of the chaos. Yeah. We are outside of the chaos.
And if you hang around them long enough, they may accept you into their tribe, so you can just watch a little more closely. One of them is currently grooming me. I'm not sure how I feel.
Jennifer, unironically, in the Twitter space that I did last night, where I was yelling at the MAGA retards, one of the communists from Portland joined the Twitter space, and she got up there and she's like, "You actually understand us." It's like, you understand us. I swear to God, she's like, you understand us better than Andy. No, you're actually accurate in your reporting. I swear to God. I swear. I was like, oh, no, I did have a record. It's on my Twitter. I should absolutely download that. Actually, like unironically, I should. But I was like, holy shit. And it's like she's actually been talking to me in the DMs, and she's like actually like she's like, you fucking pay attention. And so it's like I am earning the respect of the communists by accurately reporting their feelings and their ideas. And you know, they may not like some of my ideas, but they are showing respect and courtesy towards the fact that I have listened to them and understand their ways.
I love it.
Anyway, Jennifer, do you have any announcements about movie night or anything else before we conclude?
Okay, so we are doing November for the Feels. We went through Reservoir Dogs last Sunday, which was Suspicion. We are now flipping it completely to Willow, which is adventurous. So we're gonna do some sweets. I've been wanting to do Willow. I love Willow. It's such a great movie.
That's a great movie. Yeah, I'm excited. I haven't seen it in a long time.
Yeah, me neither. Actually, I used to watch it all the time, and then we are doing, it looks like, The Testament, Mac B's Magical Monday Movie Night. The Testament this coming Monday. So that looks like what we're doing for movie night. And beyond that, cool. I'm fascinated by your infiltration of the nest of commies and Antifas. I think that is,
a sign of trust. The Antifas don't feel threatened by my presence in this jungle. They have brought me gifts from the mutual aid tent. I'm gonna do this. I'm fucking gonna do it. This is the time I was like, I'm gonna do a War of the Worlds AI program and all like radio show or like whatever. But like, this is actually a good idea. I'm gonna put basically here. I just had an idea.
Oh God.
Do you want to hear my idea?
I want to hear your idea.
This is one of those ideas that could either go completely right or horribly wrong, and I need everyone to keep me in check, okay?
That tracks for you, though.
And I really have not been smoking weed in this vape during this, so this is not, I'm completely sober. I am of sound mind. This is not coming from influence of drugs at all. But so you know, I've been like tinkering for over a year now with this re-education book that's basically like, it was my attempt to download every single thing that I know about the left into a single book. And I started writing it, and then I went back and rewrote it, and then I had to just leave it for a while because I was just overwhelmed with the amount of like the outline on that book is fucking insane. And then I'm kind of like, I just need to let this sit for a minute and work on the queer Marxist shit. And I need to let the ideas develop and percolate. Maybe this is several books. Maybe this is a multi-volume series. I don't know what the fuck this is, but this is gonna be a long
encyclopedia.
Yeah, the encyclopedia as well. The encyclopedia is part of this. It was really, and then now it had, anyway, this is a big old complicated mess. But the idea that I just had, the vision I just had, what if I took what I have written of my book so far and I put it into AI, and I've written all the content's good, but I put it into AI and I say, AI, can you help me write this in the form of a Jane Goodall observation of the gorillas? And can you can I actually just write this is actually like not my worst idea ever. Can I actually write this book in the tone of Jane Goodall observing the gorillas, where it's like we have stuff like this, but it's in the form of like, here's actual knowledge about the left and what I have observed and blah 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 blah. This is not the worst idea I've ever had. I'm a David Attenborough. Yeah, I do it like a combination of Jane Goodall and David Attenborough.
The majestic Antifa raiding their own puff of smoke that's come out of their ass into the tent, met by several other of the pink-haired variety who will frolic with the green-haired variety, but not the MAGA red-haired variety.
I think this is a good idea, and I need to really give this some actual thought.
Honestly, what would just be some fun for cheap clicks would be just taking some of your raw footage and just narrating over it.
I could actually do that, couldn't I? I could just take the raw, and again, I can use AI for this. I can dump this into AI, and it can write the scripts for me. And I even have an AI voice clone now that I can release all these. This could be like a new internet series where I release a series of shorts of just the socialists in the wild with a commentary over. This is actually this is a really good fucking idea.
Do it. That would just quick and easy. Yes. I'm here for this. I am here for this. I would watch the fuck out of that.
This is the new Decode the Left podcast. Like, basically, I've just been like uploading clips to my podcast lately forever, and this is the new era of the.
Wild Antifa.
Yeah, wild.
Wild Antifa, like wild America,
That's
wild Africa, wild Antifa.
Hang on.
Uh-oh,
Hang on.
you're gonna buy the website.
I am gonna buy the fucking. Yeah, I'm gonna buy the fucking website. Goddamn fucking right, I'm buying that fucking website.
Your next book is also going to be dedicated to me now.
Wild Antifa. That's the name of the book.
Oh my god.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. I'm dead. I'm fucking dead. Oh, hang on. I need to buy this domain name. I'm not even joking. Hang on. I'm live on the internet right now. Someone's gonna steal this domain. No, I don't want a fucking verification code. Just text it to me, you assholes. Hang on. This is super important. I need to log into my. Oh, hang on. I got the verification code. Hang on. It's all happening. The verification code is in effect. Authenticate. Hang on. Domain. I don't want this fucking message right now.
Oh my god, this chat.
Hang on. This is happening live in real time. Buy a domain.
Breathe.
Oh shit. This is actually happening. Yeah, Wild Antifa available, obviously. Yeah, 1 year. I don't need domain privacy. I'm talking about it on the internet, so I don't need that. Yeah, I don't need that at all. Okay, 1 year checkout.
Oh god, there goes all my
Boom. Boom. Anyone want to send me a super chat for $12 to fund this domain name? Done. See, now that I own, this is the .com is the key to everything, Jennifer, because as soon as you own the .com, you actually have to do the project.
Yeah, because you do have to pay for that domain every year. It's not that expensive. I own a domain. It's not that bad. It's like $30 a year. It's not horrible.
I own so many domains. I own a disgusting amount of domains. And you want to know the best domain story ever is I bought the domain Make Work Better when I first started my organizational psychology practice. So it was makeworkbetter.com. And then I just sat on it and I didn't know what I thought I might write a book called Make Work Better, but I was like, this is a really fucking good domain name and I'm going to buy it. Yeah. Well, after I bought it, Google started a whole like online thing called Make Work Better, but I was the owner of makeworkbetter.com. So that worked out great for me. So it ended up being like, I ended up redirecting into my organizational psychology practice website. And so it just went to my website when people went there. And so that was pretty great. And so I didn't do anything with it for years. It was literally just redirecting to my homepage, all this stuff. Well, a couple of years ago, when I wasn't really doing like as much like organizational psychology, because I was starting to transition into this, I get an email at an email account I don't even check. So it's like it's an old email account. Like I check it every once in a while, but I get very few real things there. And so this person was trying to email me to get in touch to say, I want to buy your domain name and I'm going to give you $10,000. And then I didn't answer them back because I wasn't checking the email. And so they just kept emailing me and saying, okay, I'll raise it to 11,000. Okay, I'll raise it to 12,000. Okay, I'll raise it. And so finally I checked the email account just by pure accident because I had to do something else in it. And at the top of the email, this is the first I had ever heard of it, was an email from this person saying, okay, our final offer is $15,000 for this domain name. And I was like, sold, motherfucker.
Oh my god.
So I got $15,000 for a domain name and it was awesome. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
That was pretty great, I have to say. Anyway, so I own a disgusting amount of domains. What's that?
They must have some backing.
Well, I never found out exactly. Well, I guess we could check and see who has that domain now, but that's one of my, like, I was like, I used to have a domain buying habit for years. Yeah. And then it finally paid off. Anyway, so we were doing movie night. We were watching Willow this week. Mac B is watching The Testament. And do I still own GnosticSexCult.com? Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. Obviously. And by the way, JamesLindsay.com is available, but someone is selling it for a huge amount of money. And I'm like,
no, you don't need it. You don't need it. You don't need it.
We'll see someday.
Just
Anyway.
to piss him off.
Literally just to piss him off. Literally, like, James Lindsay's fucking domain name redirected to my website.
Right, saying shit. That's such a great idea. Nope. No, you don't need it. You don't need it.
It's like when I bought betterdiscourses.com and then everything was about it's not new, it's better. You remember that brief? Anyway, I'm going to shut up now because I'm talking too much. And fucking Lane Jennifer is like, I want to go to bed, Karlyn. What the fuck?
No, I have to make dinner actually. My husband's home, so I get to go cook. Yay.
All right. Well, good talk, Jennifer. We're doing Wild Antifa as my next new book, and we're gonna do a zebra print cover on this one. I think, like with like the zebra. You know what the fucking cover? See this? I'm definitely not high. You know what the cover of this book is? You know what the cover of this book is? This is zebra print that the stripes meld into the shape of a mask. So it's like an illusion. It's like zebra print, but there's like
those magic eye things where you cross your eyes and it makes like make like a swastika or a sickle and hammer or something.
Yeah, not a swastika. That's not it. That's the opposite.
Oh, sorry.
But like it's got to meld into some sort of like black mask, and like all the stripes just converge to create the Antifa mask, and then it's zebra print or something around the outside.
Something wild like. Well, you do like the
and then blood splatter. Yeah, blood splatter on top of it for red.
You gotta have the 3 arrows somewhere.
Yep, gotta have the 3 arrows.
Oh, they can be the thing causing the blood to drip.
Yeah, but coming from the top of the book, and then it just like, yeah, that's shit. Look at that. See, Jennifer is an expert book cover designer.
I do dabble. I was a trained graphic designer.
Wild Antifa, a look inside the dystopian hellhole that is the far left. This is a great.
I was there. Undercover.
This project. This is gonna be like when I had the idea to rewrite like fairy tales as like using communist literature, and then I wrote 2 books within like a 6-week period where I was just like became obsessed with it. I was like, this is a fucking really good idea, and I was like, I didn't do anything else except write books for weeks, and this is how the Communist Manifesto, a revolutionary fairy tale, and Alice in Queerland was born.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Just, after 3 days, my armpit hair is finally long enough that they are accepting me into their tribe.
Oh shit, this is gonna be great. All right, we need to stop. I will keep coming up with ideas, and I don't have any more time for any more ideas. I already have too many ideas as it is. Anyway, guys, we
end poor Dolores on.
I think Dolores would appreciate this. I think this is exactly the type of creativity that Dolores would have wanted in the world.
Very possibly. We're fulfilling a contract. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I meant to write this book. I meant this is a fucking calling from God. Like,
yes.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, guys, we
book.
yeah, exactly. Like, so well, I mean, it's a spark of inspiration that has come from some divine source through Jennifer to David Attenborough. This whole Antifa shit, because
you said Jane Goodall, and I went, "Oh my God, yes."
We are but observers of the chaos. We are not of the chaos. We are outside the chaos, and the chaos is ensconced in a clear fence in which we can see into it, and maybe they can even see out to us, but we do not cross. We do not cross. No. All right, that's it. We are done DISENRAGE for the night. We do DISENRAGE on Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. and this is way better than hanging out with Enrique Tarrio and his stupid friends. And we'll be back next week, and I will be back tomorrow at 5 p.m. and we will do something else then. So take care, guys. Have a good one, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.